The Hogwarts Legacy reviews are pouring in, and there's mixed response to the game right now, ranging from 9s and 10s, as some people saying the game has too much bloat. There's even some reports of performance issues, but even that is a mixed bag. Some saying it runs fine, others saying that it is not running very well. I'm going to comb through ACG's review, Windows Central, Game Rant, as well as just giving you a rundown of the scores that it's getting from other people. I'll do that right here at the beginning of the video so you don't have to go searching for all the information. It's a longer video because it's a live stream, so if you're watching the past broadcast, you might be like, why is this video so long? So it is getting 5 out of 5s. It's getting 9s and 10s. I'm seeing some of the lowest scores landing in around the 7s, so nothing too bad. Nobody's like tanking the score. There's obviously going to be some Metacritics that'll probably tank it because of some of the controversy that we really don't get into here. Metacritic across the 3 platforms right now has an average of 86, so it's faring pretty well with the critics, I would say. And I listened to ACG's video first, then I looked at Windows Central and then Game Rant, and they did have some issues in the Game Rant review that we will talk about. So ACG put in 50 hours, and this is going to be some of the footage from his video. Be sure to check out his video and support it. Lots of customization and gameplay that he shows off. He blurs anything that he was worried might be a spoiler, and this will be sort of a spoiler-free rundown from me. He said the game was thick with lore, but it doesn't overwhelm you. You don't really feel like you're constantly sort of being drug into conversations or certain things that you might not want to have to deal with. But he did say there is tons of lore, great surprises for fans of Harry Potter, and he thinks that the locations are quite stunning. You're often going into places and locations that look very good. He did confirm that sometimes doors take 1 to 2 seconds to open. This is likely hidden load times in screen. Something I noticed in early gameplay reveals was there was no loading screens whatsoever. They would open the door, they would go out into the open areas, and they would just have zero load at all. That was likely because we were looking at a vertical slice, not the actual full game. That is common. He said that the opening of the game and the immersion is quite good. He says it felt organic. You're sort of getting thrown into the school and what you're supposed to do. He said the world feels like one large place instead of 2 separate locations when you have the school and then the surrounding area. I think some people might have been concerned about that, almost as if there's 2 games inside of one game. He said no. He said it really, really feels like one large place. And he said combat is more enjoyable than he expected. I do think that was a concern from some people. They thought, man, the combat's going to be very repetitious. It's just you running around with the wand, you know, kind of going pew-pew at everybody. And he said it was quite more enjoyable than he expected. And the game is not easy. He said there's plenty of opportunities to adapt your strategy and change things sort of according to what is going on. Now, I've got some input on combat from Game Rant that was negative that we'll get to in a moment. And he did say that combat is not perfect, but it's far more original than he expected it to be. I think he thought it was going to be very rehearsed or something that felt very familiar, and he said that he found it to be very original. He also said that combat doesn't get boring or repetitive after 2 hours like some games can, where you just sort of go through the motions. You know how to handle every fight, and it just becomes very rote and rehearsed. He said there's always something new to discover and something new to learn or try, which he found to be very enjoyable. He said a good thing was that not all of the quests sort of lead you by the hand. Some of it was something that you had to kind of discover on your own and not something that they're sort of just guiding you bit by bit. And a lot of them are going to be like that. He did talk about character customization. This was actually a common theme that emerged from the reviews that I read, that customization is awesome, but the actual facial customization is not so great. It leaves a lot to be desired for. You end up all kind of looking sort of the same, even though there are, you know, obviously different skin tones. He said that you generally just sort of don't feel like you get that level of customization with the faces, but the clothing options make up for it. And there is transmog. So for those of you that are worried, you're going to end up looking pretty goofy. He loved the top hat, but you'll notice, I think, his outfits get cooler and cooler throughout the video. He said that you can just change the way something looks. So if you really, really like the stats on something, you can change it to look the way that you want, as long as you have got that item. You know, you found maybe a scarf that you really like, but you don't like the stats. No worries. You can continue to make any scarf look like your favorite one. And that, I think he said, was something that was very enjoyable. I actually think that's a great thing. I mean, nobody wants to play a game and be like, well, this is my best build. These are all the stats that I like, but I kind of look like trash. He said it's graphically good. He said there was some pop-in and some fog draw-in bugs, but nothing major. Now, I'm hearing, before I even went live this morning, I'm having people in my YouTube chat saying, oh no, there's performance issues. There's some reviews out there saying it's really, really bad. I had somebody describing it as broken. I've not seen that evidenced in any of the reviews that I read. I don't think people are just overlooking it. It's possible people are overstating some of the graphical issues. It's also possible there are some issues on PC. One review did talk about freezing on their PC and their Steam Deck, so there could be issues with drivers or something, given that they played the game early. There may be a driver update that gets pushed out to mitigate that, given that the freezing happened on both the PC and the Steam Deck. I'll read that to you in a moment. He said that it does a great job delivering atmosphere. So he says it's not some crazy, insane, graphically strong game. It didn't really set out to do that, and he said that he kind of praised it for that because it just delivers really good atmosphere. They weren't trying to be this super high-fidelity, graphically driven game, which I think is something many other games should take notice of. If a game can be successful without all of that, maybe we can dial back some of the care and concern about, we gotta have 4K and we gotta have ray tracing, right? He said, overall, graphically, it delivers, or at times he felt that it over-delivered, which again, this is at odds with what some of the people are saying out there. He did say that one of his quibbles with ray tracing mode and performance modes was that it did require you to restart the game, and that made testing difficult. Like, you can't be like, oh, how's it look? Oh, how's it run? He said that you can't really do that because you actually have to. I thought this part was funny. You got to know how to handle your balls. A little bit of humor there from ACG. But he did say that that was kind of an annoyance. That was kind of a nuisance. That is a little bit of a frustration, I think. Most people just settle in with the mode they know they like, so this probably isn't going to be a deal breaker for very many people. I'm going to put it on performance mode and never look back, and then others are going to put it on, ray tracing or fidelity modes, and then they're not going to look back. He did say he noticed some resolution drop in performance mode. That's to be expected in a big open world game with lots of lush environments. You're going to have those resolution dips to maintain the 60 FPS. I have this happen in virtually every game I put on performance mode, so unless it's incredibly stark and disruptive, that's not something that I wasn't expecting to see. He did say that the game has a frustratingly tight FOV, and it can lead to some awkwardness in the close quarters. So you get into some of the, the indoors areas, or you're trying to look up and shoot at something up on a ledge, and he said that that can lead to some frustration with the tight FOV. He was playing on a console, so he wasn't sure if that was an option that was going to be unlocked on PC if you want to give yourself that broader FOV. Now, he says it's not at the level of Red Dead or GTA 5. He says it's not at that level. He says, but it is worthy to be mentioned beside them. Like, you can actually say, hey, this is a game that's set out to be a large game, a very large open world RPG, even though it's not at their level. He said voice acting is good, but he cautioned against messing with the pitch of your character's voice. He says it sounds very digitized and robotic if you do that. He did say that the professors really deliver. They tend to sort of steal the show with respect to voice acting, facial animation. They were some of his favorite aspects of the voice acting and the face capture and the emotion. He did say that the sound had a few issues. He ran into some issues with sound, but he said the music was good enough to listen to the soundtrack on its own. He said, to make it feel older, he said the music felt more stripped down and more I forget the word that he used, but he made it feel almost like dated, but it captured the essence of the world of Harry Potter. He said after 50 hours, exploration feels incredible, and that was a very common theme that I read in virtually every review. Open world exploration is where the game shines. If anybody's taking issue with the game, or there's negatives, or there's criticism, that's where they say, yeah, this is where the game is awesome. You really get this true sense of, I want to go out and do stuff, and they let you do it fairly early. You're not like strapped to the quest right away. He did say this, and this made me think of some of the videos that I had already made. He said he would have loved to have grouped up with other characters far more often. Just sort of the sense of being alone in the game. At times it was like, man, I wish I could bring people with me more often. Maybe, just maybe, we can hold on to hope that means they're going to open up the game for co-op down the line. I know that's incredibly thin, but maybe that's why you're alone a lot of the times. Maybe they wanted to have like mainstay quests or very pivotal moments where someone is with you, but then other times in the game where you could just sort of stay by yourself and leave room for other people. Thank you, Mike Quad. He said the music was more primitive to make it feel like an older era in the timeline, which I thought was pretty cool. I'm always interested in how music can set a tone. Ori and the Will of the Wisps is one of the best soundtracks I think I've ever heard, so I'm very interested to see how the soundtrack in this game feels. He did say with respect to the RPG element and stats, he said that he could have used more stats. He said that, if you like really light RPGs, this will be exactly what you're looking for, but he was hoping for just a little bit more depth with respect to stats and the different things that you could invest in. He usually rates game as a, do you buy it, do you wait for a sale, or do you never touch? He said, quote, this is well worth getting right away. After 50 hours, he never once felt fatigued. There was a ton of content. Now, remember that statement. I'm going to come back to his statement about how after 50 hours, I really didn't feel any fatigue. There's a ton of content, and he said overall, it was better than he expected, and that was his sort of conclusion. Now, other reviews are landing in a little bit of a different spectrum. Now, Windows Central gave it 5 stars. I'm going to pull out some choice sections here. I won't be as exhaustive, so that way I can continue to give you a quick flyover. I want to give you the full breadth of what people are saying. This is their review in progress. They are 27 hours in. They said Hogwarts Legacy manages to fulfill every Harry Potter fantasy. With respect to the open world, I absolutely love the freedom this open world adventure allows for, and haven't wanted to stop playing since I first turned it on. It seems that the desire to play and come back and continue enjoying the game, everybody's linking it to the open world, which is interesting. The questing is where some of the criticisms tends to land. And this review, Windows Central said, it's very likely this will end up as one of the best PC games out there. That, I'm not sure why they're saying that. Again, we are hearing some issues with performance. I don't know if they're just sort of saying, oh, eventually once this thing is patched, maybe. I'm not sure. They didn't really elaborate on that. They do think that the game has a very good story and good combat. The story is engaging, the world is full of detail, and the combat is challenging but fair. And they do recommend it to fans and non-fans alike. They say it's a fun adventure that I highly recommend to others, whether they are fans of The Boy Who Lived or not. Now, they took issue with the lack of customization as well, with the facial, oh, you can't really make yourself look all that distinct, but they were happy to learn that there are other hairstyles awaiting you in the game at Madame Snelling's Tress Emporium. That is a mouthful. So if you don't like the hairstyles that they give you right out of the gate, you might like some of the ones that you can get later. There was high praise for clothing and customization options. Hat sorting, if when you get sorted at the beginning of the game, it asks a few basic questions, but the final choice lands on you. So if you answer the basic questions and it says that you're Ravenclaw, but you'd really rather go Slytherin, you are welcome to do that. The game almost immediately lets you explore the open world. That was something many people brought up, was that they didn't want to suddenly feel tied down to a bunch of narrow quests, so it does let you explore right away. The castle feels huge, and this was not the only review to say this. You can actually get lost. You can get lost in the castle. That's how big it is. I will thank all members and gifted members in a moment. Let me get through my show open. I appreciate that very, very much. They said that it balances open world exploration, questing, and progressing quite well. So Windows Central didn't feel like it was lopsided. That is going to come in some of the other reviews. He said that some rooms and locations look identical to the movies. So, fans of the movies will be very pleased that they did that work. Plenty of details and surprises can be found, making exploration feel rewarding. Cat lovers will be excited to hear there are dozens of felines, both inside and outside of Hogwarts, that are all eager for some nice pets. So, cat fans, there are cats, and yes, you can pet them. Some puzzles must be returned to later once you learn a spell, some low-level Metroidvania, nothing that significant. Here is some screenshots from ACG, some footage where he's trying to show you the tight FOV can be very frustrating. Now, different things happen in locations, even if you've been there before. According to Windows Central, makes the game feel kind of dynamic and alive. You come back to an area and something different happens, and he said that they said they found themselves sort of watching how it played out. Now, seasons change and time passes in the game. There's no clear calendar. There's no clear indication. They didn't seem to indicate why things were happening, but there were seasonal decorations for Halloween and Christmas, and the weather was changing. So I'm not sure if those will be specific things that they do in the future. If they ever want to turn it into a live service game, they've certainly built the world to progress and change in appearance. Now, there is a desire to explore while doing certain quests, which can be a little frustrating. There are a few specific quests that get a bit rigid. You got to stay close or it fails. It gives you like a countdown. And that can be a little frustrating according to this review because, hey, I'm out doing this thing with this person and I want to go look at this thing. Well, you can't. You'd have to come back later. They said thankfully it only happened with a few specific quests. Broom flight is intuitive and fun, but there are some areas where flight is not allowed. They were disappointed they couldn't land on the castle and some other things that did limit exactly what you could do with flight, but overall they said that broom flight was quite good. The flying beasts are a little bit harder to handle, and landing can be tricky if surfaces are uneven. Now, I would imagine that is something that they can patch at a later time if, you're not able to land just because there's like a hill or something. That's not good game design. That's something that they would want to polish. Now, there are so many clothing options. They were thankful for the transmog. That continues to come up in virtually every review, that any item can have its appearance changed as long as it's an item that you've already found. There is a good amount of layers to the combat as well. There are enemy shields that need to be matched with the spell. There are weapons that can be taken from an enemy and then thrown at them. Your health will drain quickly if you aren't careful. So they said that, the spell casting, the leveling, the powering up, certain approaches to combat, it feels organic and up to the player. So this is another review saying that the combat is one area where the game shines. That seemed unexpected for some people. But this is the review that did get some freezing on PC and Steam Deck. Quote, "Though not something I experience every moment, there have been a handful of times directly after cutscenes and fast travel when my character has frozen and won't respond to button presses for a few seconds while the world around me continues on. It has proven detrimental if enemies are nearby and I'm unable to do anything while they attack me." So that is something that will need to be patched on PC and Steam Deck if that's a known issue. Again, could be a driver thing. It sounds like a handoff problem. It's happening after cutscenes and fast travel, so it's not something that's sort of going to be happening endemically to your combat, to your traversal, and your gameplay. It's like, oh, hey, we loaded you in, you can't do anything yet, and then the enemies and everybody else are already instanced and might be able to start attacking you. Their conclusion, this is Windows Central, "I highly recommend this adventure to anybody who loves open world games, satisfying combat, and rewarding puzzles." So that is high praise. Now, quick thoughts from Game Rant. So Game Rant had some issues, okay? The combat is both good and bad. Hogwarts Legacy combat's fun most of the time, but it's not perfect. The boss fights in Hogwarts Legacy are dull and repetitive, while the troll fights are downright obnoxious. Trolls in Hogwarts Legacy are spell sponges with absurdly large health bars, especially later in the game, And so the battles against them can turn into 10 to 15-minute affairs. Now, nobody else made mention of this, okay? So something that I noticed from the other reviews was that you can really level and progress and upgrade and try different spells. I'm not sure if this person was just sort of doing rote, rehearsed combat that worked in other areas, but now you need to change things because it's a boss or it's spongy. Maybe they needed high damage spells. I don't know. But this was something they brought up. So be aware there may be some boss fights that are dull, repetitive, or extended beyond what feels good. I do think in a game like this, that is going to be a challenge. How do you make something harder? Well, you give it a bigger health pool, and if the game's not really designed around that, you know, that can be an issue. Yes, this is Game Rant. This is Game Rant. That's who I'm reading from here. Now, the quest design, they also claim, is a weak point. They claim that the quest design is a weak point. Quote, "The game's quest design is easily its weakest point. Many quests in Hogwarts Legacy unfortunately involve a lot of fast traveling from one area to another, talking to characters, and then following said characters around, waiting for the action to start. Most of the side quests in Hogwarts Legacy amount to little more than busy work, with the developers clearly taking a quantity over quality approach." Now, this is in direct contrast to the high praise that we got from ACG, saying after 50 hours he never once felt fatigued, and he praised how much content there was. So you have to kind of take both of these in hand and just decide whether or not you think one's more compelling than the other. I don't find their criticisms to be that convincing. Fast traveling, talking to characters, and following characters around is pretty much part and parcel to most RPG content loops, so I'm not really sure if maybe it happens too much, or maybe, I'll get to something in a moment, they talk about how long it took them to beat the game, which I think actually adds some context to why they experienced the quests in the way that they did. Pacing, they claim, is hurt by dialogue quantity, of all things in an RPG. Something that hurts the pacing of all the Hogwarts Legacy quests is the sheer amount of talking in the game. The voice acting is great for the most part, but the dialogue is excessive. I don't know why you would play a game that's centered around story and RPG and be like, yeah, there's too much dialogue. I am one of the people that tends to not like a ton of dialogue, but I expect it in a game like this. Open world exploration, according to them, makes up for the low points. Once Hogwarts Legacy players get their broom and are let loose in the open world, the game becomes near impossible to put down. So even though they take issue with some of the boss fights and some of the sponginess and some of the quest design, they're like, man, once I'm in the open world, I don't want to stop playing. And here's where I think we get a glimpse into how they approached questing. Quote, "Hogwarts Legacy is absolutely massive, but it should be pointed out that the story is not quite as long as expected. Our initial playthrough of Hogwarts Legacy took about 20 hours, and that was with completing all the main story quests and main side quests. Keep in mind, they don't like dialogue, and it sounded to me like they used fast travel a lot. So they took a very linear approach to the game and landed underneath what the developers said they would land. Now, a review in progress that I'm going to read for you in just a second, it was like 27 hours, okay? And they weren't done yet. And then ACG was at like 50 hours and wasn't fatigued yet. So I would say that Game Rant probably approached the game in a very, I got to get through this thing to get my review done. I'm skipping through dialogue. I'm skipping through cutscenes if it'll let me. And that's likely why their completion time was so much faster than everybody else. So take that for what it's worth. Keep in mind, if you don't like dialogue and you're always using fast travel, that will really trim down your completion time of any RPG in existence, not just Hogwarts Legacy. Their conclusion was overall very positive. Quote, "It succeeds at being the dream Harry Potter game that many fans were hoping for, and if nothing else, it creates a rock-solid foundation for future Wizarding World games to be built upon. Hogwarts Legacy lives up to the hype, and we can confidently say it's the best thing to come out of the Harry Potter franchise since the original books and movies." So they give it a 4 out of 5 and a pretty strong endorsement at the end, even if in the midst of their gameplay they had some issues. Now, let me just give you a quick score rundown. IGN gave it a 9, Game Rant 4 out of 5, Tom's Hardware gave it a 4 out of 5, Games Radar gave it a 3.5 out of 5, claiming that it suffers from bloat. they felt there was way too many quests. It was just another really full open world game. So it sounds like maybe they're experiencing open world fatigue, and it maybe shaded some of the review. I don't know. VGC gave it a 4 out of 5. Game Reactor gave it an 8 out of 10. Push Square gave it an 8 out of 10. And Pure Xbox gave it a 9 out of 10. So, as far as I can see, without touching it myself until tomorrow, I won't be able to play it until tomorrow, it sounds like this game is well worth picking up for both fans and non-fans alike, with some warnings and some caveats about performance issues that may crop up from time to time, specifically maybe on PC and Steam Deck, as well as noticeable resolution drop if you do use performance mode on console. And if you don't like a ton of dialogue and a ton of quests and side content, this game might feel too full and too bloated for you. Overall, as far as I can tell, this game is delivering exactly what I thought it would, a far bigger and far more deeper RPG experience than many people initially expected, with some of the largest takeaways being that the open world seals the deal for many people, as well as the combat being better than they expected. So, you can take these reviews and my input and maybe apply it to whether or not you get the game, and be sure to check out my gameplay when I dive in. I want to discuss this now with the live audience, so if you're watching the past broadcast, stick around and listen to the great conversation. If you're in the live audience, I need you to do something for me. You guys over on the Tickety Talk are not hitting the like button at all this morning, so make sure and do that. We don't even have 1,000 likes. Usually by now we do. Thank you, Night Fury, for sending a gift over there. Let's get 200. Actually, no, we have almost 600 people watching over here on YouTube. Do me a favor, if you enjoyed my Hogwarts Legacy review rundown or review roundup, make sure and smash that like button. We should have 300 likes easily. I got to thank some people who were very generous during my very lengthy show open. There was a lot to cover. My man, East Coast Overlord with a $10 super chat tip says, "Morning Lono, Cyberpunk actually handles the same way. You think settings apply, but you have to restart the game for it to actually change most of them. It's made benchmarks hard." Thank you, East Coast Overlord, for saying that and for the $10. And my man G-Dog renewed his member plus and then gifted 5 members to the community. Mr. Anderson, Diaz85, Jaleel, Homie, and Hiram Simmons. We're getting started right off the rip there. That puts us at 5 members for our daily goal. Thank you so much for doing that. And now a bunch of people are renewing. Feel free to gift members or jump in as a brand new member if you want to help us hit our daily goal. Sean Mullen with a $5 super chat tip says, "Fast traveling is a choice and will take away from exploration to make any RPG seem repetitive." Let's see here. Smiley with a 13-month VIP renewal. Thank you very much. Reaper with a 22-month VIP renewal, a VIP plus renewal for Ryan Hayer. And Terminal Hotshot hitting a month says, "How was the trip?" It was great. It was short. I'm glad to be back and glad to be hanging out with you guys and working. Train hitting almost 2 entire years, and it's a VIP. Glad to be part of this great community. Train is here to let the member train go. Let's see it, Train. Rissick is here. Rissick loves to do trains as well. 17 months in a VIP gold. 17 months goes by so fast. Hit the like button. Thank you guys so much for being here. Looks like they added gifting memberships on mobile, at least to Android. All awesome. Almost a 30-minute open. That was a long show open, but there was a lot to comb over and a lot to break down. My man Takashi coming in with the 20 spot, 2,000 yen. Sorry, gonna bail on chat to experience Hogwarts Legacy for myself. There you go. And all you folks have a good one. Good to see you, Takashi. G-Dog's gonna gift 5 more memberships to get us started today as we return from a very brief break, taking us to 10 out of 25 members. Gotta love a short king. Thank you for sending a rose, Buffalo. Thank you for calling me a short king. Is that like a new thing? Yeah, I mean, I guess I'm a short king. I don't know what that means. Vengeance is going to come in and quickly double the daily member count up to 20. He gifts 10. Dustin Straw, Jerry Main, Swaglord, Kyle, and Just in Time, you guys got gifteds from G-Dog. Vengeance is going to give us 10, which goes to Jason, Raphael, Renee, Amol, Seneca King, Raymond, Maze, Deep B-Man Baller, Vig Gaming, and Rockin' Robin. And then Sorcerer says, "Look, man, we're just going to hit it right away, all right? We're going to hit it right away. We're going to hit 25 right away. If it hits 50, I have to do this again. I'm going to give 5 in just a second." There it is. Two Sharp Power and Apollyon and Hustle's Own and Kevin's George and Brian M. This is a good reason for you guys to come over and watch on YouTube if you're enjoying the show on the Tickety Talk. Chapter 8, good to see you. Based on my few hours of play so far, Game Rant, it sounds like they didn't do much to earn spells beyond the basic ones everybody gets, so they couldn't use other strategies in the boss fights. Chapter 8, that's what I thought. I thought it sounds like you really went into a boss fight underpowered. Nobody else said that, right? 5 gifted members from East Coast Overlord. Another 5 from Ryan Hayer. We literally have a gifted member train going right now. Progrots, Matanagi, Exakami, Cedric's Mine, and Atlas. You guys all got gifted members from East Coast Overlord. And then Ryan's going to pop off and give Oz, Stone, Jimmy Ludwig, Tarix, Misery, and Ronaldo. You guys all got gifted members. My man Brian's going to jump back in and hit 7 months of membership. Great start to the week. Great start to the week. I haven't even done my 5 yet. I haven't done it yet. You guys are going, what do you want to hit 50 before I even do my first gifted? With almost 600 viewers right now, if you've never been here before, I took a short break last week, so the community is just absolutely welcoming me back with open arms. And I need to do a little thing. If you guys like this shirt, this is from Into the AM. We are working with them once again. I got new shirts on the way. Do me a favor, use the shirt command or go to intotheam.com/Lono. They're having a site-wide sale right now, up to 80% off site-wide. That includes even some of their best sellers. They've added new styles to clearance, okay? So they've added more styles to clearance, and they've got new upcoming shirts all the time. Make sure and bookmark intotheam.com/Lono. Always be checking their latest things. I have a bunch of new shirts coming from them that I'll be wearing this week, but today's the last day that you can snag the 80% off site-wide. Use my link, use my code. It gives me credit, but it also is going to get you some really nice savings, and be sure to check them out. We appreciate working with them so much. We like working with t-shirt companies because I'm always wearing great shirts on the show, and I got some people to thank again. Liz Womack coming in and renewing for 7 months. So proud of your growth in this community. I will always rock with you guys. And my man Brian hit 7 months. What's up, Lono? Great start to the week. Oh, I already thanked you for that one. G-Dog's going to gift 5 more members and take us to 40. G-Dog just coming right off the top rope to start the day strong. So many gifted members already just from G-Dog. Doomslayer, Michael Kernison, Team November, Mass Produce, and Brian Retro. You guys have all been gifted memberships. East Coast Overlord with a $2 tip through Super Chat. Gifting is live on Android. Update your apps. So East Coast Overlord is saying, guys, update your YouTube apps. You can now gift on mobile, at least on Android. Danny's going to gift a membership to Space Dovahkeen. Chris DND, I like that. Chris DND Tifer. Perfect. Just renewed their membership. Salty Gamer renewed their membership, hitting the 7 months, and they're a member plus, and so is Danny at a 9 months and a member plus. Thank you so much. Let's bump this to 41. Thank you, Danny, for making it odd. It'll throw people off. Yes. And Kale, are you here? Is Kale here? Oh, golly, Rissick. Well, Rissik's going to drop the big one. He drops a 20 bomb on chat. That takes us to 61 for the day already. We're not going to get to discuss Hogwarts because you guys are taking over the chat with gifteds. Lazaro's also going to gift one. Holy moly, taking us to 62. You guys need to check chat. Rissick took it all the way to 20. Uncle Brada, Samantha Meermans, Bernard, Silver Surfer, Patrick GF, Ravenous Poro, Greenside, Alex, Marek Novak, Spartan of Doom, Jay Wright, Soul Man Grim, Asomo 23, Yost Felix, Divine the God, Adoptable Earth, Alex Jordan, Corey, Random Zero, Bolnim. You guys all got gifted members from the man himself, from Rissick. Kale, you are here. You're getting an extra bag of coffee because when we left town last week, I totally forgot to print and ship your coffee. I totally forgot to ship it. So I'm sending you an extra bag because I said I was going to take care of it and get it shipped to you, and I didn't, and I'm sorry about that. So I'm taking care of you. You're always here. You're always generous. You're super dope, and I take care of my people. I was like, oh no, I got back. I was like, we did not mail Kale's coffee. So I paid a little extra on the shipping And I'm sending you an extra bag. So, Silent Warrior hit 17 months in a VIP, says great content, keep doing what you do. And then Parasito is going to give 5. That's going to take us to 67. Bam. And it goes to Devin Blevins, Duke Delicious. I love that name. Duke Delicious. Legions, Ghostface, Lazy Nerd. You guys all got gifted. Cody Biscuit's going to hit 9 months of a milestone. What a day. Let's talk about Reforge Roast. Greatest coffee to ever blast my coffee maker. There you go. Thank you, Cody, for talking about the coffee. And then Chris D&D for I can't freaking say it. It's hard. Taking us to 72 members on the day. He's going to give 5. Quintar's going to give 5 and take us to 77. What a cool-looking number that is. I haven't even done mine yet. You guys won't freaking stop. And then Bernard's going to gift 1 and pay it forward. He says, you know what? I got gifted. That doesn't mean that I can't gift and pay it forward back to the community. Thank you so much. Barrier says, I can confirm you can gift on Android. Crazy stream. The coffee was pretty good. It was pretty good? Well, thank you for that strong endorsement. Reforge Roast. It was pretty good, according to Miyako Best Girl. I appreciate that. I'm giving you a hard time. We gave some to my sister. She likes it so much. She's like, she's like, we have a coffee order. First order of coffee. 1 bag of Frickmas to Mick D09. Creature, are we ready? Are we ready with what we were going to do in this month? Yo, my man Hilly, hitting a red badge. 24 months, red badge incoming. You shut your mouth. Thank you so much, Hilly. I just got 2 Frickmas. Oh, I got more coming in. I got more orders coming in. Let's check it out. Yeah, 2 orders of Frickmas to my man Patrick. 2 bags of Frickmas. Frickmas is king. Frickmas is king. We are kings, man. We're crushing it already today. We haven't even touched the game. 600 people are here. Give me 300 likes. I guarantee you we can get 300 likes. We only need 25 more. I played Hogwarts for 5 hours this morning. Have to take the kids to school now. It says Reigns of Onyx. You guys got to just smack that screen. Get us to our first 1,000 likes over on the Tickety Talk. We got to get it. If you're new and just tuning in here on YouTube, we took a look at some of the footage from ACG's review, so please make sure and check out ACG's Hogwarts Legacy review. Check that one out. And I need to gift 15. I need to give 15. You guys are going so crazy. I'm going to wait and see if you can't hit 100. I'll do it all at once. Gifting member train has been popping off. If you're enjoying the content, I am a safe for work broadcaster. It's usually a podcast style where I'm having a conversation, not just thanking people for gifted members. And we did a review rundown, a Hogwarts Legacy review rundown, and I combed through probably 25 to 30 minutes of a show open this morning. If you want to rewind and watch it, you can go back and watch it like 2 times or whatever. And it's me combing through ACG's review, Game Rant, Windows Central, as well as looking at some of the criticisms and some of the complaints. But overall, it seems that Hogwarts Legacy gameplay is delivering what people were hoping for. We will be checking it out and playing it tomorrow. Myself, that'll be an afternoon show for us. And don't worry, I have an upload coming today about the day before. Yes, I saw what happened, and I made a video. So that'll be later. JW is going to come in. He says, we're not done yet. Let's get some more members going. He gives 5, taking us to 83 members. This is going to be a great month to go for big member goals. We hit big goals in December. We dip in January. That's fine. And now we got a fresh start in February. We can hit big numbers, okay? Big numbers to unlock a bunch of things. We can watch the third movie in Star Wars. If we hit 2,000, we do the Star Wars watch party. 2,500 is the horror triple header horror weekend, and then if you hit 3,000 members, I have to do a Just Dance stream. I didn't have it nailed. How many people have ordered coffee this morning? If it's just those 2 guys, I'm sure they'll be okay. Is it just those 2? Let me refresh. I think we could turn it on, Creature. I think they'll be okay. I don't think they'll be upset. They're good dudes. JW gifted 5 members. It went to Stormkiller, Marlowe, Helix, Ironlord, Raptor, Ready, Set, Dead, and Demetrius. And then my man Detective Seeds hitting a 10-month milestone, traveling through your area Saturday if you have time for a brunch. Are you serious? You're going to be here Saturday? Hit me up. Hit me up on Twitter. We can pick a location. Yeah, for sure. I think I can swing that. Still no gifting on iPhone? Yeah, apparently Android got it. I owe 15 subs. I'm about to owe 20 members. I'm about to owe 20 if we hit 100 members. How many to sing Disney Princess Karaoke in a Pika hat? Oh, I don't know. Disney Princess Karaoke? 4,000 members. I'm going to make the goal really high. I don't want to do that. What this game does differently than other open world games is it takes place in the Harry Potter universe. If that doesn't excite you, this game isn't for you. iOS won't get gifting. YouTube wants all the money instead of paying the Apple tax. That is true. It probably won't happen. Just ordered the Fallen King shirt with your code. Yo, thank you, TJ Rage. If you guys are supporting my membership, my partnership with Into the AM, they're having a huge sale today, 80% site-wide, and they've added some of their new styles to clearance. So intotheam.com/Lono, or just use code Lono over there. Gives me credit, helps you out. I'll be coming back from Atlanta. Figured we could try and grab a quick breakfast or lunch. Shoot you a DM later this week. Yep, sounds good. Yeah, if you guys are ever in town, I have no problem. As long as I, like, relatively know you. Like, if it's just some random that I've never heard of before, I might be like, well, I don't really feel like getting murdered at a Denny's. Agree, the CC was a letdown, but gear is good. What CC? Combat is challenging, says Chapter 8, especially with large groups of enemies attacking and defending at once. I'm on hard. I wish I could increase movement sensitivity. Yeah, Google's not allowed to let Apple take more money. That's exactly right, Eugene. Is that a Nerf gun over there? Oh, you spotted that, did you? Yes. My son left this down here for some reason, and I don't know why. And you can put batteries in this one, and it has a little laser. Yep. I don't know why it's in my office, but it is. It is. Character creation. Oh, okay. Yeah. According to, I looked at a handful. The thing that I found in like each Hogwarts Legacy review, the thing that I found in each one is they said character creation's kind of not great. You're just like, okay, everybody kind of looks the same. And there are a couple of characters in ACG's video that I was like, oh yeah, that looks like another guy. When I see it, I'll try and point it out to you, right? I'll try and point it out to you. There's a guy with like long hair, and I'm like, that looks just like the guy from the other video that they released. So, he says no animals were harmed. So ACG's got some good footage available, and I'll let his loop regularly and kind of show it. So if you're looking for Hogwarts Legacy gameplay, I'll be diving in tomorrow, but I'll let his show every once in a while. I don't want to show like MK Ice and Fire. They have like already like 5 hours of gameplay uploaded from the beginning. That will likely contain spoilers. ACG's contains no spoilers. He even blurred out some of the dialogue and some of the questing information that he thought would have been spoiler laden. So he was very thoughtful about that, so I feel comfortable letting that show up on the screen. 9 out of 10 Hogwarts IGN. I wait for the Digital Foundry review. Yo, what's good, Warpath? Yeah, I'm interested to see what all this talk about Hogwarts Legacy performance is. Like, people are saying it's... I had this guy in chat this morning saying it's broken. I'm like, nobody is saying that. You know what I mean? Been around for like 8 years. He knows my name and address. I think we're safe. Yeah, generally if it's somebody that like has ordered coffee and has been around for a long time, I have no problem meeting them in a public space, right? If some random gray name showed up and was like, hey, I'm in Louisville, you want to get a beer? I'm like, I don't really feel like getting shanked, so no. Mike fell through the floor a few times. Oh, really? Is it on? Creature, did you turn it on? I think the two orders will be okay with it. That'd be a fun thing to announce today as well. Not gonna lie, it's exactly what I wanted. It feels smooth and it plays great. I'm very early in the game. Same says Reigns of Onyx. I search everything in RPGs. I'll have a beer and a knife in the back, please. That's right. That's exactly right. I just finished the ACG vid. Seems like a fair buyer's recommendation. Yeah, his recommendation I felt like was pretty good. It was like, okay, he mentioned a couple of things, he mentioned lots of good things. Like I thought you got a very good mix from him. It wasn't just nothing but praise and adulation. Legacy just took #1 viewed on Purple. Yeah, not surprising. On fidelity mode, you can turn off the frame rate cap, film grain, and a few other things. That seems to be a happy medium between fidelity and performance modes. What platform was he on? Yo, what's good, Feed? I see you in the chat. ACG was pretty excited about it. Does he mention in the video where he played? I know he didn't play on PC. You'd have to maybe watch when he's in a menu or he played on PlayStation 5. I just saw the buttons down in the corner. Hang on. Watch down in the corner. You'll see. There you go. There's the PlayStation. So he played on the PlayStation 5. So there you go. Zero issue with performance on the Series X, says Reigns of Onyx. Hello, you know who it is. It's the clam of the Tickety Talk. We need 1,000 likes over here on the Tickety Talk. We just had a huge bump in viewership on YouTube. That's always a little concerning. That means we typically have gotten a blip of some kind. If you guys had to refresh or do something strange, I apologize. I'm not having any issues on my end, so it might have been something on YouTube's end. That does happen from time to time. Get fricked, nerds. Okay, what's the code? In an official bully statement encouraged by Barrier to get you to look at my Discord question. I tried. What's the Discord question? Bully, I think that how most of the this is a really good question. Hang on. I'm trying to find it. In addition to my question above, does this game look like it'll appeal to non-Harry Potter fans, or being a fan necessary to enjoy it? I saw this comparison that showed the number of spells in Elden Ring versus Hogwarts. If I remember correctly, it was 131 versus 20-something. What do you think about that? To me, that seems low. That was addressed in numerous reviews that I said. Numerous reviews that I read was that the number of spells works really, really well. There's tons of combinations. For a limited time, you get 20% off. Okay. Now, I am sorry. I meant to announce this morning, and I didn't. So 2 of you already ordered coffee. But Mick D09 and Patrick Q, you guys are here all the time. I know this isn't going to be, like, super upsetting. Get Fricked in February is live. If you use code GETFRICKED, you'll get 20% off your Frickmas orders. All right, we want to move through that Frickmas inventory. So I'm sorry, Patrick, and I'm sorry, Mick D09. There was a lot going on this morning. I know you guys will be, I think, forgiving of the fact that, like, out of all the things happening this morning, I forgot to make mention of that. Christina with 18 months, thank you so much for jumping back in, Christina. Thanks for the gifted memberships. I haven't been able to keep up with mine since being off work. No worries, Christina. We take care of our own here. Oh, your husband. Your husband and I are being off work. Get fricked, you frick, says Sven with 19 months. So if you guys have been wanting to check out our coffee, now's a great time. Get stocked up on Frickmas, because at the end of this month, I'm going to be like, nope, that's it. Well, I'll do something else with it. So get your orders in, right? Into the AM is fire. Yeah, be sure to support us over there. Hope to see you a long time. Ever get a gifted? Yeah, hopefully the gifteds. I feel like the gifteds are more loyalty based. If you're just tuning in, we've had a pretty big viewership spike. Thank you so much for tuning in. I did a Hogwarts Legacy review roundup at the beginning of this live stream. This is ACG's video, so be sure to support the video and watch it and give it love. I've just been periodically showing it off. Largely, we're hearing great things. We're hearing some issues with performance. We're hearing some complaints about, freezing on PC after like a fast travel or a loading screen. But overall, it's getting anywhere from low scores, I'm seeing 7s, but high scores, we're seeing 8s, 9s, and 10s. It's getting good endorsements and recommendations. Even Game Rant, who took issue with some of the ideas or some of the quest design and some of the things in the game, they even said that they give it a strong recommendation. It seems that the open world is where the game truly shines and wins people over. I offer you a gift. The catch, it lies in my clammy hands. Do you accept? I accept. I'm scared though. This is weird. Hey man, why did you do that? Why did I do what? Sven with 19 months, I already said that. Thank you. You could chalk the PC issues up to the de novo DRM. It's known to cause performance issues, and it's only on the PC version of it. Well, there you go. Bonzo hits 21 months of membership. Says, join, coffee, shirt, glasses. There you go. What Why'd you do that? I didn't do anything. I've not done anything, creature. Just delete it and re-upload or something. I'm not in the back end, my friend. You did something by mistake, or YouTube's losing its mind. I'm not in the back end. It looks like we published a video by mistake. So I would just maybe delete and re-upload. You're gonna have to, because we can't run that now. I'm live. I didn't even run my short this morning. I'm not in the back end of the channel at all right now. If you guys are just tuning in, we typically do 2 live shows a day, but sometimes we do a live show and an upload. And it seems our upload went live by mistake. Wow, it got 68 views in its first 12 minutes. I don't even understand how that happened. When did it go live? 10:09 a.m. I don't know. I don't know what happened. Butt upload it again? I can't butt upload. I can't. I'm not. I don't have the ability to do that. I wasn't even in the back end. Lono not happy with what you said about Forspoken. Let's eat up for coffee and a shank. No, I'm good. I'm not willing to do that. I stand by what I said about Forspoken. Are mixed. Does the Hogwarts Legacy? I forgot to push this live. Give us a gameplay deliver. There we go. So we like to do shorts as well. I don't know if you guys realize this or not, but there's been a huge push on YouTube for shorts. Now, if you don't like shorts, don't worry. We never hit your inbox with shorts. It's just they go live on the channel and they hit the shelf. Betanjude with 4 months. I've requested the second part of the week off to play Hogwarts Legacy. Super hyped. Thank you so much. I appreciate that so much. Hey, there we go. Somebody used the discount. 2 bags of Frickmas to we the people. Get fricked in February, guys. If you use code GETFRICKED, you will get a 20% discount. You will get a 20% discount on your Frickmas orders. So get those in. We appreciate everybody who has been doing that. I still think it's funny that a creature was like in chat, like freaking out. I was like, "Why'd you do that?" I'm like, I'm not doing anything. I'm just sitting here, man. I'm just sitting here. If you guys missed my show open, I did a Hogwarts Legacy review roundup. Went through all the reviews. We're at 83 members on the day. If that hits 100, I have to gift. What would that be? I would owe 20. Right now, I owe 15 members. I'm kind of holding off. I was going to do them all at once. Okay, this will not publish to feeds. There we go. Yeah, this needs to go live now, or it kind of doesn't serve much of a purpose. So I need to push that one live now. Welcome back. Thank you, Denver Walker. Thank you, everybody who's coming in. If you guys are enjoying the show, smash the like button. If you've never been here before, be sure to smash the subscribe button as well. And I just pushed out the short, so we may get some more people in here as well, if that thing can start cooking. We appreciate the huge turnouts lately. We've really appreciated new people finding the channel. We've not gained a ton of subscribers today, so it seems like most of you are primarily maybe coming from your own homepage. We are getting a huge suggestion percentage as well as a decent search. So if you found this video suggested or recommended to you off to the side of another video or in your search results, make sure and hit subscribe so you can talk in my chat. We'd love to hear from you. If you stick around a lot throughout the week, you might get a gifted membership like somebody just did from Matasbo. My man, We the People got one. Yeah, or from a Halo video, you idiot. I have no idea how something like that happens. Never seen it before. Yeah, that's super weird. I mean, I imagine, are you going to have time to delete? It was sitting at 50% processing, just sitting on the screen. That's really weird. Yeah, I guess just delete and re-upload. Just subbed. Thank you, Jacob. Welcome. I'd love to hear what you guys think. Does the Hogwarts Legacy review that, well, there's a lot of them, but the ones that we looked at, have they convinced you? Were you on the fence? Like, where are you with this game? Are you diving in as soon as possible. Joe says, great IP, cross all plats, solid reviews. This is easily the best-selling game of the year. I actually think it might be the most commercially successful. I think what stands in its way as being the most commercially successful is if it runs really poorly on the Switch or runs poorly on old gen. Because the PlayStation 4 and the Switch is a massive market for this thing, massive reach. But if it doesn't run well, it ain't going to matter, right? Just got here. What's your take? Hang on. Jake with 18 months and a Member Plus membership. Hogwarts does nothing for me, but happy Harry Potter week for those that are excited. Thank you, Jake. I appreciate that positivity. I like when people are like, yeah, I'm not really into this game, but I'm just here to be dope. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. I want to play it on my C64. Think it'll run okay. I don't know what that is. If we get 30 more likes on YouTube, let's hit 400 likes really quickly here. We're having a really, really strong turnout today, and I appreciate it very, very much. If you've never been here before, you're watching Reforge Gaming. I am safe for work. We do a talk show like this Monday through Friday. People throw me on in the background. It's kind of like a podcast. And we are taking a look at Hogwarts Legacy reviews. And this is ACG's footage here. Be sure to check out and support ACG and his review of the game. I've been trying to show it in snippets so that, you don't get the full video. This morning when I first pulled up his video, it had 58,000 views. And his video now has 102,000 views. So good for him. Good for him. That is, man, that's why you want to get that early access. Hey, somebody else ordered some coffee and they used Get Fricked 5 bags to Vengeance. If you guys want to save some money and order some coffee, you can get my, let's get it in shot here. There's the Frickmas blend, our brand new bags. Use code GetFricked. Get Fricked in February. So code GetFricked will save you 20%. It's a great time to stock up. Why you got to put out that day before vid? I'm chomping at the bit. We that was an accident. YouTube did that. That creature did not mean to do that. That was a total accident. So we will watch that together later and then discuss it as members. That'll be our premiere today. Most gameplay I'm seeing is using controller, says Lethal Lady. Do you think the game will be one that plays better on controller versus keyboard? I honestly don't know, Lethal Lady, because some of the reviews did talk about the fact that, like, switching between, like, you set like your spells, and then you got to hold a button to switch between, like, different sets. That might be easier on mouse and keyboard. I don't know. It's a Commodore 64. Oh, you trying to play it on your Commodore 64? Shut up, Paris. Lono's gonna love me and hate me at the same time when he sees that Frickmas order. Why? It's just 5 bags, isn't it? What's the matter with it? Oh, what, because you save so much? No, that's exactly why we do it. Let's get the inventory out of here, man. Let's move through that Frickmas. Let's get it done. We'll have the new dark roast bags, soon that batch will be here. We're re-upping that. Then we'll have the new light roast bags. It's going to be a good year, baby. We're off to a strong start. Glad to finally be able to gift a membership, says Lazaro. Was going to super chat, but decided the gift was better. If you guys are watching right now and you want to support the stream directly, you can hit the $ at the bottom of the chat. And instead of doing a super chat, consider gifting members, because either way, you're giving me the exact same amount of money, but you're helping other people get into the members-only content, as well as our members-only Discord. You're also going to help us hit some milestones. We're going to try and hit some big ones this month. If we hit 2,000, we do a Star Wars watch party with my wife. It's hilarious. You can go back and rewatch those episodes 1 and 2. You just queue those up with your own watching of the movies, and then you can watch along with us. It's hilarious. 2,500, we do a horror movie weekend or horror game weekend where we play through a scary game over a weekend. And then 3,000, I have to do a Just Dance stream. I really don't want to do a Just Dance stream. And then somebody asked about like Disney Princess karaoke. Yeah, that's gonna be insane. I'm not doing that for you. Got to hit 4,000, which you won't do. That's why I set it that high. 666 Lono's the devil. I knew it. No, I'm not. We're at 659. It's already gone. Based on Metacritic, it seems like it'll be a fun game, even though it's not necessarily technologically amazing with performance. Right now, people are going to start to realize. I had a lot of people get up my nose because I have a short. I have a short video out right now where I said you might want to cancel your pre-orders, right? And people assumed I was being like an anti-Harry Potter person. And the basis for my short in saying that was concerns about performance on old gen. Like I specifically state, you might want to consider waiting on old gen, because if this thing's having, right here, ACG talks about some pop-in of fog draw-in bugs and things like that. If it's having performance issues on Steam Deck and on PC and on the Series X and PS5, nothing major, by the way, nothing major, but some minor issues with performance, you gotta wonder what's gonna happen on old gen, right? You gotta wonder. And I've been getting some hate on that short. Saw that short, right? Rena, like people are just going nuts. Like, yeah, it's like you're just reading. It's literally a 30-second video, and you can't be bothered to watch it. You're literally responding to the title of like, you might want to cancel your pre-order. Hey, another order of coffee, 3 bags of Frickmas to Eric, and he used code GETFRICKED. Code GETFRICKED. There you go, man. Save yourself 20% off. We're moving through that Frickmas blend. Got to get through the inventory. Are there any PC reviews out there? All the ones I've seen have been on PS5. Yeah, Game Rants was PC. No, Windows Central was PC. Windows Central was PC, and they basically said they had some freezing on their PC and on their Steam Deck after some loading screens and some fast travel. That's where it's tended to happen. 30 seconds is a huge time investment. That's right. Steam Deck's low res. Yeah. The fog specifically doesn't like pop-in as much as overtuned draw distance restrictions, possibly because of old console compatibility. Pumped to play it tonight, says Magnetic Knives. Been waiting for years for this game. Bugs are going to happen at launch, says Cody. Yeah, also keep in mind that these review outlets didn't have what they're... I mean, I'm assuming... I maybe I shouldn't assume this, but I'm going to assume they didn't have the day one patch. There's almost always a day one patch. 17 months from Arch Enigma. It's a VIP. Good morning, Lono. Glad you're back. Hope you had a great trip. Can't wait to see your coverage of this. Thank you so much, Arch Enigma. If you guys are enjoying the show, smash the thumbs up button. We need 10 more on YouTube, and you guys have crushed it already. We've only been live for 1 hour. We've had 84 members today. If that hits 100, I have to gift 20. I've been kind of holding off so I can do it all in one swing. Every 25 members, I gift 5, and you guys are crushing it today. Going to take a few patches till it's perfect, says Cody. I mean, generally speaking, I am hard on games that have performance issues at launch if they are game-breaking. If they're endemic to the experience, then I'm going to be pretty hard on the game. Like, come on, man. Now, here is one thing that, let me just back it up a little bit here. ACG did point out that the FOV is very tight. So some of these internal areas when you're kind of exploring and looking for stuff, if there's somebody up on a ledge, I'm not sure why he's running around in his underoos, but he is. You know, something up on a ledge. He says the tight FOV can be a little frustrating. Now, I'm not sure if there's an FOV slider on PC, but there is not one on console. And that was one thing that he did say got a little, could be a little cumbersome or awkward. Yeah, there it is. This is the guy. So this guy's face, I think, puts on display exactly what some of the review outlets have talked about. You don't get a ton of customization for your face because that looks just like the face from one of the other trailers where the guy has no freckles, slightly darker skin, and black hair. And that's the same face. It's a lighter complected face with freckles and longer hair. So that is one of the things that people brought up. But they did say that the clothing customization makes up for it. There is transmog in the game. If you really like a certain scarf's appearance, but it doesn't have the right stats, you can change anything's appearance to an item that you've already got. So as long as you find a scarf, that scarf's always available as far as an appearance option. So, would you say 60 FPS with resolution dropping to 900p next gen? I understand dropping resolution for performance, but dropping to 900p doesn't sound good. I've been really hard on the Series S for doing 1080 dynamic just to give us 60 FPS. I've been pretty hard on that console for that reason. If that's happening on the Xbox Series X and it's happening on the PS5, then I would say yes. And so he has audio samples at the end of the video. He did say there were some issues with audio as well in his thing, that it took some tweaking. He also told you not to mess with the pitch of the voice. He says, don't do that. He says it gets almost like digitized and robotic, so don't mess with the voice's pitch. He said the voice acting for like the professors and the facial animations, he says, is really, really good. But overall, if I'm going to give the Series S grief, right? If I'm going to give the Series S grief and say, hey, 1080 dynamic to hit 60 FPS, man, that's not really next-gen performance. I have to be consistent. Now, here's what I would say. Hogwarts Legacy never positioned itself as a next-gen title. It didn't. It didn't position itself as next-gen only. It didn't position itself as like some... Now, it is $70, but I think that's just like a pricing standard that both Xbox and PlayStation have gotten behind. That doesn't necessarily mean you're going to get a next-gen game. I took issue with the Dead Space remake because it's a remake, right? It's a remake that is $70 and is next-gen only. That's a little different, is it not? Like, that's not the same as like a brand new game. So I didn't see anything from Hogwarts Legacy that said, hey, come play this amazingly awesome next-gen game. That wasn't in any of the marketing. That wasn't. My issue has been when you drop down to 1080 dynamic just to hit 60 FPS in a next-gen game, then that's concerning. For all intents and purposes, Hogwarts Legacy is not a next-gen game. Much of this was likely built on old-gen kits and sets because it's going to run on the PlayStation 4 and the Xbox One, so I'm not going to hold them to those performance standards. Now, you come out with the game and you talk about, yes, this is next gen. This is a next gen title. And you got games like, Gotham Knights, Gotham Knights and Plague Tale Requiem. These are games that I expected better performance from. And we didn't get that. Gotham Knights especially. Gotham Knights randomly dropped old gen. Now, if Hogwarts Legacy would have done that, I'd be talking very differently right now. I'd be like, well, now hang on a minute. You did the same thing Gotham Knights did. You dropped old gen. That means I should be seeing pretty consistent next-gen performance from your game. And judging by the footage in ACG's video, I think we've got a very good-looking game that looks like a slight uptick from the previous generation, but it's not something that we would describe as next-gen. It's hard to be able to create a game that has to run on a mobile Switch device and also PC. Something has to give. Well, I would imagine that the Switch version is going to be running on the cloud, I would think. I'm not sure what's happening with viewership right now. I know YouTube is experimenting with live show placement. If these viewership spikes are genuine and you just tuned in, I'd love to hear from you. Hit subscribe so you can talk in my chat. I would love to know what you think of Hogwarts Legacy. We've been checking out some of the Hogwarts Legacy gameplay. At the very beginning of this video, I did a Hogwarts Legacy review roundup. I have no idea what's going on with viewership. Typically, when viewership spikes like this, it's because of blips, but no one in chat's complaining, so I don't know what is going on. YouTube has pushed out some updates for live streams, and we are absolutely climbing right now, and I don't know if it's genuine or not. If it is genuine, awesome. Smash like. Holy freaking moly, what is happening? No blips. We just spiked to 900 viewers. I don't know what's happening. I don't know what YouTube is doing. If you're genuinely watching and you're genuinely enjoying the show, typically I am in this scene doing a talk show. We are going over some footage here from ACG. No spoilers. This footage is from ACG. He even blurred out some of the narration, some of the words, some of the subtitles, and some of the questing information. So you will not see any spoilers here. I'm not sure what is going on. We might be on the front page of gaming or something right now. If you just found my stream and clicked on it, maybe let us know. Hey, another order of coffee. 5 bags of Frickmas to Mike Quad. Thank you so much, Mike. And he got that nice discount. Get Fricked in February. If you guys use code GETFRICKED, we're on the rotator. Oh, my golly. If you guys are coffee drinkers, be sure to check out our coffee. You can get a huge discount on our holiday blend right now, and I've been saying this pretty regularly that we continue to really push, that support in the way of saying, hey, it's not a sponsor, it's ours. It's our coffee. Longtime supporter, hadn't seen your channel on suggestion in a while. You popped up a couple times in the last few days. Well, good. I'm really glad to hear that. Thank you so much for supporting the channel and being here. If you guys have never been here before, we had a huge gifted member run. We're already at 84 for the day. Every 25, and I have to gift 5, 16 more, and we'll be at 100. I'll have to do 20. Isn't the stream lagging for 1 second for anybody else? You're number 3 on the Hogwarts Legacy page. That's probably what's helping. Yeah, we're up there with some big boys. Oh my golly. Okay. Well, that's freaking awesome. Thank you guys so much for the support today and tuning in. I hope you hit subscribe. I hope you enjoy what you've seen. It's a safe for work channel. People treat me like a podcast. They kind of throw me on in the background of their day, and they just kind of listen to the show. There's almost never any dead air. And it being safe for work means you don't have to worry about me cursing and swearing and, you got to turn it down or whatever. I will be playing Hogwarts Legacy gameplay tomorrow, Icebreaker. I've been doing basically a Hogwarts Legacy review roundup. Any news on mounts? Did any review talk about them versus the room? Yes, Butters. Yes, there was a review that talked about how broom flight was intuitive and fairly easy, and they said that the beasts were a little bit more clunky. Sometimes they struggled to land if there was like uneven surfaces, like uneven ground. So I would imagine that's something that they could fix. That's something that they could patch later on. I would think as a way to say, hey, I remember it being hard to land sometimes in No Man's Sky, and they fixed it. Came for the review roundup, left with some coffee. Now that's magic. Thank you so much, Shiny Red Flag. I hope you guys are enjoying using that discount all throughout the month of February. We should probably put that on a timer. So we'll be playing AoE. Yeah, I never could get into Age of Empires, but I know lots of people really enjoy it. It's like they're let me set up a timer so people can use that discount on our it's live in the easy now. It's live in the easy now. I'm not sure what you're talking about. What's live in the easy? Let's see here. Use code GET FRICKED in Feb for 20% off. For 20% off the Frickmas blend. Okay. There we go. I'm going to turn that timer on so people can see that more regularly. Nightbot will periodically say that in chat. Get fricked! You fricker. Afternoon, good sir. Yo, what's good, Daily Grind? Good to see you. Good to see everybody here in chat. Thank you so much for supporting the channel and being awesome. Sad that YouTube wanted to be silly with that video, because now we're going to be in like this weird holding pattern with its processing. Live in the East. Yo, what's good, Wolfie? How are you? It's not like I still get hours it shows. Lono, any PC reviews yet? Yes, the Windows Central review. The Windows Central review. He covered the Steam Deck and PC, and he did run into some performance issues. Most notably, the only thing he really mentioned actually was after some fast travel and after some loading screens, some like a full game freeze where everything loads in. Well, it's not a full game freeze, right? It's not a full game freeze. It's I can't move. Like they all of a sudden it's like, oh, I can't move my character. And I think that was an issue for some people on PC and on Steam Deck. We could probably show yeah, we can show IGNs. I don't think they're going to have any spoilers. It looks like they're rolling mostly and they're doing some comparisons to like old Harry Potter games. So again, just some footage worth checking out, you know, customization and things that you can do. One of the things I think a lot of people are going to spend a lot of time on is the Hogwarts Legacy Room of Requirement, which I would imagine is going to be just chock full of customization choices. Hey, another order of coffee, a bag of Frickmas to my man Parasito. Paris forgot to use the code, though. Paris, you have to use code GetFricked to get the discount. It's not discounted automatically. You gotta use code GetFricked. 30 and so gaming found a specific spot while running near a wall outside the castle. You fall through the ground and fall forever until you turn off the game. Really? Okay. So it sounds like there might be some open world issues going on with respect to falling through. That's never fun. I missed the box. I don't care. No worries, Paris. Thank you so much. Yeah, guys, make sure if you order any of the Frickmas blend, use code GetFricked. 20% off's a nice discount. What do the reviews say about combat? So, Hogwarts Legacy combat is getting very, very high praise from everybody I read. One review said that people were concerned about there being, you know, only 23 spells, and they said it actually has lots of depth and lots of different combinations. One of the things that ACG talked about was just how many things you have to kind of experiment with and tweak and fiddle around with, because you'll find new enemies that you have to kind of, you know, change your strategy or your tactics. The one review, it made it sound like bosses and trolls were incredibly spongy and frustrating, but then they also seemed like they weren't playing the game in a very intelligent way. They were playing super linear, super fast. They even said that they finished the game in 20 hours instead of the 30 to 35 prediction from the game devs. And it sounds like they were fast traveling and blasting through dialogue. They said there was too much dialogue in the game, which is just a weird take on a game like this. Good to hear. Watching it, I was a bit concerned. Of course, watching and playing obviously aren't the same. ACG said the combat was way better than he expected. Maybe not way better. He said it was better than he expected. And overall, that was something that I found in the other reviews that I read. They said the combat was more challenging than they expected. You have to kind of stay on your toes. Your health quickly drains if you're not careful. Lots of combinations. He said way better. Yeah, I didn't want to directly quote him as saying way better. Question regarding Lono shorts on Hogwarts Performance Mode. Is that only on old-gen consoles? I mean, it's not on old-gen consoles. Does the game have co-op? No, Hogwarts Legacy does not feature co-op. Something that ACG pointed out was, he said he wished you could take companions and other students with you more often. He said that he felt like he didn't like being alone that often, and I wondered if maybe that is going to leave room for co-op in the future. I thought, man, there's so much footage of there's always a companion with you, and he made it sound like that wasn't the case, that you're often by yourself. Yo, human type person with 12 months, that's a whole year of membership. It looked like there was some performance issues that they're highlighting, like right here. So they finished this duel. Yeah, it looks like there is some performance issues. I reviewed it on PlayStation 5, Series X, and PC. So they were on PlayStation 5 when that huge frame drop happened. Yo, D-Tom hitting 17 months of membership. Thank you so much for renewing. Welcome back in. Maybe he was just yeeted off a cliff and that's why he was always alone. Yeah, I don't know. It sounded to me like the game commonly was sending you out by yourself. Like, that's just a common thing that they do. We are currently at 1,459 members, so we are at about the 1,500 mark. So that 2,000 is within our grasp and within our reach. And my Hogwarts Legacy short just got put on a rocket ship, so we might get some people coming over from the short. Maybe not a rocket ship. I thought it took off. It's not taken off just yet. It might. No, SkillUp did not receive a review copy of Hogwarts Legacy, so he does not have a review. He says he likely will not do a post-launch review. He says February is just too full for him. So, okay, so Eugene, that's a PSVR 2 thing. 20 hours is still pretty great with skipping cutscenes. I mean, the other thing about that review is they said that they thought the questing was the weakest point in the game and it got really repetitive, okay? There was lots of fast traveling and lots of listening to dialogue, right? ACG said he played for 50 hours and didn't get bored. So I don't know. I think there's different ways of playing it. Like, if you don't like dialogue and you're kind of trying to rush through the game, of course you beat it faster. Of course you're finding the mission structure and the questing to be repetitive. Of course you're playing the game in a way that will make you feel that way. ACG said the facial animations are really good, which a lot of people were worried about. No, I've not played it yet. I will be playing tomorrow on Reforge Gaming over on YouTube. I don't have a stream key yet for the Tickety Talk, so I can't do live streaming over here the way that I want to. February's too full. Don't know his schedule and content, but it's Hogwarts. Yeah, but you got to understand the time that he puts into a game review. For him to do a full, exhaustive, and skill-up style review of Hogwarts would require him to play the game for 50 to 75 hours. And how is he going to do... You know what I'm saying? How's he going to do that? Like, dedicating that amount of time on a post-review... Dedicating that amount of time on a post-review, I don't know. I could imagine that being very difficult to slot into your schedule. This is a game meant for exploration and creating your own story with room decorating and magical creatures. It's not meant to be story rushed. Anybody who finished the game already did not play it right. That's what I'm saying. Like, I'm never going to tell somebody how they should play, but it's like, bro, did you not do any of the customization? Did you not? This is the same review, by the way, that said the bosses are spongy and take a really, really long time. So it sounds to me like they didn't really get into the build and the customization and the, making something stronger, or do you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. To me that's what it felt like. It felt like, they rushed through the game, and not only did they rush through the game, they pretty much didn't really invest in exploring or building or finding new items or finding new things. You know what I'm saying? They were just like slamming through, the main quest. They wanted to get their game review up. What's good, Mama Rad? How are you? Sounds like they played in a hurry. Did they even touch the room customization features? That's what I mean. Like, if you're going to play Hogwarts Legacy and you're not going to mess around with the room of requirements and getting pets, here's a great shot of inventory. Here's a great shot of inventory. Let's get a freeze frame on this. Now, I saw some people that should probably play more games. I saw some people saying that this is a ripoff of Destiny, and I'm like, have you played Immortals Phoenix Rising? Have you played Assassin's Creed Origins? Have you played, I don't know, any RPG in existence? Maybe play some other games. Seriously, get help, all you Destiny addicts. This is not at all a Destiny ripoff. This looks like garden variety inventory RPG screen to me. And in this screen, you can see pretty much verified the 6 equipable items: handwear, facewear, headwear, neckwear, cloak and robes is one category, and then outfit. And there's obviously tier levels of gear, and it looks like there's also some kind of a socketing system of some kind. So you see the blue, the purple, and the orange quality there, but it also looks like there's been some socketing in these. Maybe transmog? It looks like maybe the eyeball symbol, maybe that's a transmog, right? Because you can see that vest. I can't tell. The scarf is obviously different, see? And so he might have transmogged it. I'm wanting to play this title, but I want to wait for a sale. I think there's something about it I'm not fully sold on. Yeah, I could totally understand that aspect. Yeah, transmog was confirmed. Was confirmed by multiple outlets. You can change the appearance of something. So let's see what happens here. So he's got gray Quidditch gloves. They're superb quality. You can see the level there, 18, and he's a 24. So this is slightly below level. And here's what it does to offense, no defense, and then it's not been upgraded at all. And then we can see here a level 21, 63 on defense, no offense. Trait slot levels 3, no upgrades. And it's got cruelty, increased damage with Crucio, and you can sell it. And then right there, square, change appearance, which it looks like maybe like what Creature's saying, the eyeball just hides it. Maybe you just are like, no, I don't want to be seen wearing the cowboy hat, you know, but I want the stats from the cowboy hat. It comes in here on the inventory. I'm going to take a look at what he's got. Orange Eye of Newt. So this goes up in its level, but down in defense, and it's got nothing else. So it's higher base level, but it's lower in its quality. So it goes down from extraordinary, from legendary. So it is, orange is legendary, and then purple is extraordinary. And so he's going to put those on, and that obviously puts them on his face because he's not done anything to hide them or change their appearance. And now he's got, the blue is superb. Just showing some switching there. And here, we're going to change, it looks like, hang on, let me go back, and let's look at the menu before the zoom in. Oh, no, it's already zoomed in. This looks like, showing off the transmog, maybe? Excuse me. Okay. Spells here. Get a grip, Lono. Jiminy Christmas. Sorry for all the sneezing. I don't know what happened. Okay. So, Incendio. Looks exactly like Tom Holland with those glasses. Yeah, a little bit. User reviews are going to be 95 plus, you think? Pretty typical gear something. Nothing wrong with that. Yeah, I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that at all. Not in the least. Not in the least. Reminds me of Ubisoft inventory. Yeah, I didn't see anything that looked like a copy from another game. Like I said, I think people just need to play other games. So here's the talent screen, and it looks like you get more talents at certain milestones. So level 5, level 16, and level 22. So that seems to be, reviews are really positive. Yeah, they are. They are, John Vulture. If you guys are just tuning in and enjoying the show, make sure and smash the like button as well as subscribe. Usually I'm in this scene doing like a talk show, but we're obviously looking at some gameplay, looking at the Hogwarts Legacy review from IGN, and they've got these are your core talents, it looks like. Maybe there's more talents outside of that. Stupefy deals direct damage on impact. You need to be level 22 to purchase that talent. And I don't see any customization. Wait, was that a talent specific to that? No, okay. Now the map, the world map leaked. The Hogwarts Legacy map leaked like last week, and it's humongous. I don't know if they're going to do a zoom out here. What's the level cap? I'm not sure. Guys, there you can see Nightbot in chat saying use code GETFRICKED in February for 20% off the Frickmas blend. So consider stocking up on Frickmas in the month of February. I don't know if we're going to get a zoom out. Okay, so we're getting a little bit of zoom in here and how it works. The Grand Staircase has 7 collection chests, 26 field guide pages just in the Grand Staircase. Okay, so okay, that's awesome. Some combat here. The Hogwarts Legacy gameplay, the reviews tend to be saying that the combat has been described as being surprising. Most people saying it's better than they expected. Wait, don't you use frickin' set of app? Yeah, I don't. I like, as a safe for work broadcaster, I'm not in here like dropping F-bombs. It's been a while. Yo, it's good, Brendan. And for those of you that don't know, let me put the sub goal up right there. I'm sorry, the member goal. The member goal is only 25, and we're at 84. So I've been holding off. If this hits 100, I have to gift 20. Right now, I owe you 15. I'll make good on that before this stream ends. If you guys want to help us push that goal a little bit further, feel free. 2,000 is our next big milestone. Okay. So he's going to go in here again, and he's looking at all the different All the different stats. So because he's not currently wearing anything on his face, anything he puts on is going to be an automatic stat bump, right? Vexter said the combat was good, just don't play it only for that. It would be weird to play Hogwarts Legacy, you know what I mean? You giving it a fair shot. I'll be playing it tomorrow. I think I've been pretty generous to this game, both with coverage, you know, and voicing my concerns. Hey, my man Christopher Wright says, I'll gift a member, taking us to a nice round 85. There we go. Thank you so much for doing that, Christopher. And it went to Elaine Serminara. I'm probably messing that up. Thank you so much for being here. Let's see here. Okay. When they're coming down here for coat, there's definitely something locked, probably out of their level reach, I would assume. Yeah, it's a level 14. They're not quite there yet. Looks like they're pretty low level at this point. Well, I wonder if this is decent confirmation that you're going to be able to get gear ahead of your level, which I always like. You know, I got to renew my membership, but I got to wait until next week until I get paid. So I'll probably miss this Friday night stream. This could be the best game of the year and not get awards, sadly. I don't know if it's going to be the best game of the year. The reviews right now are good, but I've not read anything that tells me. I've not read a single review that screams game of the year. I've not. I don't know. I don't know. I'm not seeing that. I think it's going to be very commercially successful, but I don't think this is going to be a game of the year contender. Looks like you can change your wand handle as well. Was that changing stats? I'm not seeing any stat changes there. Yo, my man D Dizzle hitting 17 months. Welcome back, my friend. Yeah, I'm not seeing any stat change there. Yeah, it looks like it's just an appearance thing more than anything. It's cosmetic only. Okay. Okay, there's your hat. Little floppy wizard hat for you. Let me check on something here. We're going to be good to go on this. I love that thumbnail creature. Even the proof is fake. That's going to be a good vid. Seems like every new game is game of the year. You can really customize here. I mean, what was that? Did they show another one? Yeah, look at that. You know, you can really go. You know, you want to go like full Shakespearean. You know, you want to be a farmer. Whatever you want, man. Sky's the limit here. As far as some of the customization I've seen, you can make yourself look extremely goofy or like really dark and mysterious. You know what I mean? I see drama affecting this game's success, which is silly. I think this is going to be an interesting week of you know, the paper-thin virtue of the purple platform and Twitter. You know, that snake just continues to eat its own tail. I enjoy watching it. I do. I enjoy watching, you know, people consume each other. I like it. It's just. It's deserved. So they give it a 9. IGN gives it a 9. They say it is amazing. They had a really, really good time with it. I don't think it'll affect its success, Mama Rad. I think commercially it has no issues. I think as far as Game Awards and nominations, maybe. 5 bags of Frickmas to he who must not be named, and he used the discount. Oh no, apparently Voldemort's ordering coffee. Thank you so much for doing that. I appreciate that very, very much. Enjoy the coffee, Voldy. Enjoy the coffee. One of the things I've noticed too from some of the gameplay, at least early on, is it moves at a good pace. Like I saw a lot of people saying that what they really liked was like almost immediately they could go around and roam around and just immediately do stuff. That's what I meant more than sales. Here's the thing that'll be interesting, Rad. I can't see Keeley or any of the review press ignoring this game at the Game Awards. It's going to get attention for art direction. It's going to get attention for potentially its soundtrack. I think it would be incredibly odd for the game to get virtually no attention at all at the Game Award. I just think that would be very, very weird. You know what I mean? I don't see him or anybody else doing that. I see all these people that are they're reticent in their coverage of it and their reviews of it. And it all just rings so stupid and hollow. You know what I mean? It just rings stupid and hollow. Completely off topic, check out Superfuse. It's like Diablo and Borderlands have a kid. I really wanted to check that game out and try to get a code from them, and I couldn't get one. I would rather play that on console. Is it just Steam right now? I see a bad color palette personally. Here's the thing with their capture. That was IGN's capture. Now look at ACG's capture. You know what I'm saying? Immediately more vibrant. I think whatever IGN did with their game capture, it really dumbed down the colors and stuff. Because once I'm in this video, everything looks like it pops way more. The blues and the oranges and the yellows and the reds just, have a lot more saturation. I don't know if he did anything post-processing to his video. I don't think so. Yo, Ed G, thanks for jumping back in as a VIP. I could see it getting RPG nominations, but none of the big ones, says Eugene. I could see it getting art direction, soundtrack, RPG, maybe the action game category. It might put it there as well, That's video edit. You think he turned the color saturation up in the editor? Because I feel like it looks like other footage that we've seen, especially with the colors up in the corner. That looks really messed with. This scene right here. Looks like he really turned up color saturation. All those reds don't quite look right. The color hue you're looking at's a preset in Resolve. It's very popular on YouTube. Oh. Can't believe they didn't put an online element to the game. We have debated the Hogwarts Legacy multiplayer online thing up one side, down the other. I still feel like they're going to do it eventually. I really, really do. I don't know. I don't think they have to, and I'm not going to argue with Howard here and say that it needs it, but my gosh, why would you not? You've built this massive world. That was the thing that really struck me in all of the reviews. They're all saying, anybody who's putting out a Hogwarts Legacy review today, they all seem to have the same thing in common. They're like, the open world is just amazing. Okay. That seems to me, that sort of leads me to believe that the developers put a lot of work and a lot of care into the open world, which means maybe they have bigger plans for the game beyond just sort of, oh yeah, it's a one-off experience. You know what I'm saying? I don't necessarily think it needs to be online. It doesn't need co-op. It doesn't need any of those things. But you do just have to start to wonder, you build a game this big, do you honestly just want it to be one and done? Right? Even if there's no dueling, even if there's no co-op, maybe just an ongoing thing. It's the first game. Maybe the next game will have multiplayer. I still can't get over no Quidditch. They basically put it into the lore why there's no Quidditch. The headmaster outlawed it, which the fact that they put it into the lore that it's been outlawed gives me reason to believe that could be a nice DLC, right? He decides to remove the ban and then you can go play. It like, instead of just ignoring it and being like, yeah, Quidditch isn't in the game, we're not really going to talk about it. They made it as part of the story. You know what I mean? I don't expect it to win RPG or lower awards, but I would expect a few nominations. I've not heard the soundtrack yet. I bet you soundtrack gets a nom, but I think the danger with the problem of winning soundtrack is Final Fantasy 16 will likely be in the running for soundtrack. Those soundtracks are always stellar, so yeah, the Quidditch pitch is in the game. There's kids out there at one point, right here. He says combat's more enjoyable than expected. A couple of the reviews talked about how much they had to dodge and move around. It was more challenging than I think some people expected as well. I think that is that was something that stood out to me.
I think a lot of people were worried from the very beginning. Didn't realize you're back from vacation. I am back. Yeah, Voldemort didn't order Dark Roast. Sorry, he ordered Frickmas. Here comes the live service drum. I'm not going to sit here and say it needs live service, but I think it could. This game just seems just absolutely prime for it. It just seems so prime for it. There was a Hogwarts MMORPG sorta on Gmod. It got taken down about a year ago, but that server was so cool. It says Blurred Blue. Out of 10, I'm not sure where I'll land. I'm not sure. I haven't played it yet. The lowest scores I was seeing that seemed reasonable were 7s. Highest scores are 9s and 10s. So this game will likely land for most folks in an 8. You know, that's probably where I'll end up landing on it. Its average right now on Metacritic across the 3 different platforms is an 86. So right here he says another pro is it's very easy to track changes to stats and builds, and he just kind of gives you that quick shot of the inventory. Muhammad with a 5 spot. With the care they gave the Hogwarts IP, I would like them to tackle another popular IP with the same enthusiasm: Lord of the Rings, Warhammer, Star Wars, etc. I would imagine if this game does really well that they'll be locked in as the Harry Potter devs for a while. I have a feeling they'll be adding to this game. They'll be selling DLC and potentially expanding it or working on a sequel. One of the two. Something tells me that. I don't see why you wouldn't, especially if it's insanely commercially successful. If it does very, very well commercially, I don't know why you would walk away and start doing like a Lord of the Rings game. Now, listen, I'm not opposed to that. I would love a great Lord of the Rings game. I actually would want I would want somebody who's more known for RPG to build a Lord of the Rings game. Apparently, the stats and the RPG elements on this are good, but they're more RPG light, according to ACG. So I would say, yeah, I don't think I would want my Lord of the Rings to be RPG light. I think I would want it to be pretty good. I think I'd want to be pretty good. And I'm also interested to see what exactly they would try to do with a Lord of the Rings game. You just keep doing offshoot stories. The War of the North game was pretty good, and then there was the 2 games that had the Nemesis system, that people seemed to like. There's some okay Lord of the Rings games, but nothing to stand out. I think the War to the North, or whatever the heck it was called, I actually thought that was quite good. I thought it was good. I thought the story was cool. I thought cool things happened. You ended up in Rivendell at one point, and you talked to Bilbo, I think. It was like a side story that ran parallel to the events of the books. Shadow of Mordor was the last Lord of the Rings game that I really remember. I didn't like the Nemesis system. I thought the Nemesis system was like super, super overdone. Would you be interested in playing an Infamous 3? I mean, I love over-the-shoulder third-person action-adventure games, so for sure. For sure. If you guys are just tuning in and you've never been here before, thank you so much for checking out my channel. I may have been in a suggested funnel or a front page of YouTube for you. And make sure you guys hit subscribe so you can talk in my chat. I'd love to hear from you. The more often you're here, the more likely you'll be one of these lucky people here. 85 members on the day already, 15 more members, and I got a gift, 20 total. Right now I owe you guys 15. Finally got a chance to pop into chat for a bit. So happy the game is getting its praise, a decent praise. Can't wait to dive in tomorrow. What's good, Noberto? Good to see you. You look like from Smosh? I don't even know who that is. I've never been told that. I could kind of see it when he wears like thick glasses and has the beard. He's also done a lot of different things with his hair. Generally speaking, I get told I look like people all the time. Anybody that wears glasses with a beard, I get told that I look on. Would love to hear your Forspoken rant. It's a mess. I don't really have a rant. I think it's a bad game. I just don't think it's a very good game. Nemesis system is great. It's a shame it's copyrighted. I didn't find it to be that great. I found it to be annoying. I don't know. I'm on mobile. I can't listen, but the Nemesis system is the GOAT. Hope the Wonder Woman game is good. I just thought the Nemesis system was short-sighted. I didn't enjoy it. You look like that Reforge Lono guy. Thank you, Vigil. You want to make your character look like Dobby? One of the consistent criticisms we are hearing, if you look at any of the Hogwarts Legacy reviews available, is that character customization is a mixed bag. At one level, it's not that great because all of the character faces end up kind of looking similar. But then the clothing customization allows for just flamboyant, looks, more traditional like Harry Potter looks. You can kind of go all over the place. This look right here, looking more like a very fancy, almost like Santa Claus-like bathrobe with a nice scarf and the top hat. So a lot of mixing and matching. And again, with transmog, you can pretty much do whatever you want with appearance. So you're wrong. Forspoken's great, loads of fun. I think Forspoken is a love it or hate it. There's no middle ground. I don't think it lands in the middle for anybody. People are like, no, it's great, you got to give it time. And then other people are like, no, it's bad. I don't know. That's why I don't know if people are ever going to agree on that title because of that. Everyone was saying pre-release the character customization is great and the animations were bad. Now it's the reverse. I think people saw screenshots of character customization options and they thought, oh, it's going to be great. And then once they kind of get their hands on it, they're like, RPG with the Bethesda year? Yeah, I mean, Starfield, probably stands to win, the RPG nom this year if they pull it off from everything we've seen from the questing information to the info about, the dialogue system. I would imagine Starfield's going to be pretty tough to compete with at an RPG level. Final Fantasy 16 will be a contender. Diablo 4 will be a contender. I think that'll be the true test, is if either of those games can overtake all of the RPG goodness that ends up in Starfield, right? I think Starfield will be a very good RPG, but it's launching against two very well-known RPG, franchises, Final Fantasy and Diablo. So, I see damage numbers and no way to make them Diablo high. Takashi's playing Hogwarts right now and says the camera can be a little sluggish at default. I recommend tweaking from the start. 1.5 seems to be working best for me. You can't be a jerk in this game and your choices don't matter. It's a 0 out of 10. I mean, I don't think that is true. Everything we've heard from people talking about, like, if you're a jerk or you decide to do dark arts, what you say it doesn't matter. They said it will change the way things go. Now, it's not going to close off quests for you, okay? Which I hope you have that same energy for Skyrim, because ultimately your choices don't matter in that game either. Nothing gets closed off to you. Nothing is denied to you. Your choices in that game ultimately are there to craft your own story. And this is an action RPG. So I think that's a weird way to dismiss the entire game as a 0 out of 10. There's plenty of games where your decisions don't ultimately matter. And this is a game where it shouldn't work that way. No one's going to want to play an action RPG that has light RPG elements and be like, oh, I chose this house, or, oh, I chose this quest, and that completely changed my playthrough. No one's going to want to deal with that. Oh, I got to restart, or I got to replay it, or I got to start all the way over if I want to experience X, Y, and Z that, isn't available, for me now. PS5 install size is 80 gig. Only 80 gig. Do you mean that? You mean only 80? Your choices do matter in Skyrim. People dislike you. Certain quests can't be done. People change their opinion on you. Take Mass Effect, for example. I mean, historically speaking, one of the biggest criticisms of Skyrim is that your decisions ultimately don't matter. That's one of the most commonly voiced criticisms of Skyrim. I did play Hi-Fi Rush. My daughter actually got pretty far in the game, and she's really enjoying it. On easy, there's only a couple of things she typically needs help with. She's really enjoyed it. Choices definitely don't matter in Skyrim. That's what I mean. One of the best RPGs in history. It's commonly criticized about that. Is that your choices don't ultimately matter. So you can't come at Hogwarts Legacy, an action RPG light game. It's a blend of action and RPG. And be like, bro, my decisions don't matter, 0 out of 10. Like, come on. Yo, nobody with a 10-month resub says, morning, thank you so much for that member plus. Your score for Hogwarts Legacy, please. I will be playing it tomorrow. Today was a Hogwarts Legacy review rundown. I gave a rundown of some of the reviews out there. It's averaging 86 on Metacritic from all of the critics that are out there across the 3 platforms, Xbox, PlayStation, and PC. It's scoring well. I'm only messing around. Okay. Skyrim is so surface level. I have concerns about replayability in this, but I'm withholding judgment. So many bad actors trying to poison the well. Well, here's the thing, John. You can play this game and have very different experiences depending on what you do from everything we've read. You can completely ignore the dark arts. People interact with you differently according to the house that you end up in, right? So that's not going to be a completely different ending, a completely different game. But what it will be is, a reason to play a second time. This time, no dark arts. This time, tons of dark arts. This time, I'm going to be a girl or a boy. This time, I'm going to be, Ravenclaw. The last time I was, Hufflepuff. Those are going to change your experience. Now, not to the degree that, doing a melee build in a game like Fallout 4 versus a gun build. You know what I'm saying? It's not going to have that level, but your spell choices, from everything we've heard, your spell choices and your strategies and different things will certainly do that. Oh, we dropped some frames. Oh, my computer did something. Let me make sure Windows Update is turned off. That was 100% on my end. That's causing a blip and a crazy jump in viewership. Yep. Windows Update is running. That's likely what it was. Let me disable and stop that. There we go. Big, huge packet downloads can tend to make my stream act a little funky. There are no Patronuses in the game, no. Will there be DLCs and co-op in the future? We don't know. Only speculation at this point on whether or not they do that. Do they give out different modes for PS5? PS5 gets access to the luck potion, a shop, and a quest for 1 year that you can't get anywhere else. And there is also the deluxe edition comes with the Dark Arts Battle Arena and a different mount. And then also there is a different outfit, like a Dark Arts outfit. Do they give out, I already read that. Will there be port keys for fast travel? I don't know if you use port keys, but there is fast travel in the game, yes. Gotta love content locked behind platforms. Yeah, I'm not a fan of the fact that there are Hogwarts Legacy PS5 exclusives. I don't like that. I had a whole talk show about that. That feels like a bygone era. How many spells are in the game? 23. One of the reviews said that they were concerned about the number of spells being too low, and they said that it actually ended up being quite good. So they weren't concerned. They said the combat was really enjoyable, lots of customization. I have watched the movies, yes. There are port keys, says Bellix, and flu powder. By the time the shop and luck potion comes for everyone, we won't be playing the game. What a joke. Well, Colin, that may not be true. You may actually see that happen with DLC. A year later they could say, "Hey, guess what? We're gonna add a DLC," and then all the stuff that, becomes available. Killing that member goal. What's good, 809 Lion? Good to see you. Yeah, we are. I haven't gifted mine yet. I owe you guys 15. If we get 15 more, I'll owe you 20. So if that hits 100, I have to gift 20 members. So if you guys want to help with the member goal, they've added member gifting to Android now. So make sure your Android app is up to date. You can hit the $ sign at the bottom of the chat, and then you can gift members. I thought the same thing about the spell numbers, but like, there's not that many spells in the wizarding world. You still want them to feel unique and not Oblivion style. Yeah, like you can't suddenly create a game in the wizarding world of Harry Potter where there's 150 spells. That would just be, weird. Now, again, the customization and the changing of the spells and augmentations and stats and things of that nature, that's going to be where you develop your own build, because that was something ACG talked about. He said you develop some strategies and some sort of rehearsed combat things, but then as you go, you realize that might not work on everybody. So you start trying out new things. Are you changing your location to players? It's just a discussion. I don't do the change location to play thing. So I will be playing on my channel tomorrow in the afternoon on my YouTube channel, Reforge Gaming. This is a Hogwarts Legacy review rundown. Title on Tickety Talk and on YouTube. I titled it that because we basically grabbed what I thought were informative, balanced reviews, and I gave like summaries of them. I summarized ACG, Windows Central, Game Rant, and then I walked through all the scores from some of the bigger outlets like IGN, Games Radar, and others. My fondest memory was building sandcastles with my father. That was until my mom took the urn away. That's not a bad joke. That's not a bad joke. You actually got me to read it, so that's pretty good. That is a twisted joke. Is it true that certain houses have more quests than others? I saw a video last night about that. I don't know if that's true. They said in an interview about that the houses you choose will affect how NPCs interact with you, but I don't think it gives you more or less quests. I do think there are some quests specific to the house, but I don't think you're like, oh yeah, Ravenclaw has way more side quests. I don't think that that's true based on all the interviews and info that I've... All of our Hogwarts Legacy coverage up to this point, that's never been... The opposite has been indicated in my experience. You can go in every house in the game, which is cool. Right, you can go into the houses even if you're not a member. 2 different reviews said that you can get lost in the castle. Like, your first couple of times playing, you can get all spun around and lost. I thought that was pretty cool. Watch Harry Potter be a boss if you pick Slytherin. Well, Harry Potter won't be in the game. He's not in the game. This takes place early enough that Dumbledore may show up in like the second or third game or DLC as a very young student. That's how old this is. That's how far back it goes. Second show today, or just a quick video and members? A quick video about the day before and then members. I didn't want to do a stream about the day before. We probably should have, but I just didn't feel like it. I don't feel like listening to all of the idiots that think it's a real game. I just don't feel like... There are certain people that I develop an intolerance to interacting with, and the people that are still defending that game, I don't want to talk to them. If they want to be a member, like when we do a premiere like that, it redirects to a members only stream. So if you want to become a member and you want to debate me about the day before, sure, fine. But like, I don't want to debate the general public about that game. I'm tired of it. People have their heads firmly planted in the sand or their own rear end, whichever you feel like. Whichever analogy makes the most sense. Okay, Takashi says, I played the opening, intro, and tutorial so far on hard, balanced with graphic settings. It looks fine. Under 60 FPS in some settings. No stuttering or screen tear. So far, so good, says Takashi. What platform are you playing on, Takashi? That booty looked real to me. Yes. The very sculpted rear end of the character, I guess, was supposed to distract us from the fact that it's not real footage. Saw some shadow flickering, very good reflections. Most textures look very good, says Takashi. Day before is fake, and so is this stream. You're playing on PS5, okay. Is there multiplayer in Hogwarts? No, there is not. Good AM, good to you, D2. Good to see you. Thanks so much, everybody, for being here. Strong turnout. I hope to see you guys tomorrow when we decide to jump in and play. If you have not yet hit the subscribe button on YouTube, consider hitting it. It's totally free to subscribe. You can talk on my chat. You can ask questions. You can throw in your input. What do you think about the Hogwarts Legacy reviews that are available? Are they swaying you? Do you feel like you are going to jump in and play? We are going to be checking it out tomorrow. Gotta wait a day to play. I want to play it now. Yeah, I'll be playing tomorrow. You guys could also help the video. More people find the video when we smash that like button, and we need about 60 likes to hit 600, which would be an amazing, amazing turnout. And don't forget all the ways to support the stream directly. The $ at the bottom of the chat. We are doing another activation with Into the AM. If you think my shirt is dope, they have really, really amazing graphic tees. Huge sale. Last day to take advantage of the sale. intotheam.com/Lono. Or use code Lono over there and maximize your discounts. Today is the last day for that sale. And all month of February, we're discounting our holiday blend. Get fricked in February. Those are all the ways you can support me directly. And I will make good on this member goal momentarily. I'm going to give you guys a little bit more time. If we get 15 more, I have to gift 20 to you. We're 15 away from a huge, huge day back. And we are trying to hit some big member goals this month. We are around 1,500 members right now. 2,000 is the next big milestone we're shooting for. I watch gameplay and then I make my decision whether I want the game, says Stephanie. Happy Monday. Good to see you, Shannon. I think the way to go for this game will be the 40 FPS, 120 hertz, high resolution, says Lido. Love your shirt, bro. Where'd you get it? This is from Into the AM. We are partnered with them. So you can go to intotheam.com/Lono or just use code Lono over there. They're doing a big sale today. It's the last day of the sale, 80% off. They've got a bunch of stuff added to clearance. They add new shirts all the time. They're sending me new shirts right now. I'll have some new shirts to wear this week from them. How was your trip? Good to see you, Brown Excellence. It was a great trip. Good to see you. Thanks for being here. I saw a review where they said the NPCs don't all go to sleep at night, so there's no one in the halls, but they also don't go to the dorm beds, so the school is weirdly empty. ACG seemed to indicate that areas where you visit will change when you go back. Like different conversations, different events. He was kind of like watching things transpire. Jellyfish is my favorite animal. Yeah, I like this one. I picked this one out. I liked it. I thought the colors were just amazing. Lono, from what we know so far from the game, why do you think Hogwarts Legacy is a success from a development standpoint? I think they did two things. I think they set out to make a game for fans of Harry Potter, but I also think they set out to make a really good RPG, right? I think they set out to make a really good RPG. I continued to say from the very beginning, I was like, this game looks like it's going to surprise people. They're going to be like, this game is bigger than I expected. It's better than I expected. It's far deeper and broader than I expected. Now, ACG is kind of saying what I said people would say, but he's kind of not saying what I said people would say. He's saying it's very RPG light, but he's also saying it's massive, the open world. He didn't want to stop playing. He played for 50 hours and he never experienced fatigue. He just wanted to keep playing. Other reviews, even reviews that were slightly critical, said, once I started exploring the open world, I didn't want to stop playing. Like, that's been a common source of feedback is the open world is the shining star in Hogwarts Legacy gameplay. It really, really is. Is that even for the deluxe version? I'm not sure what you're asking. We're having a bit of a viewership jump again. Maybe they put us somewhere on YouTube. If you're enjoying the show, hit subscribe and chime into the conversation. I'm a Safe for Work broadcaster. Thanks for being here. Audiophile in me wants to know what mic you're using. You sound so crystal clear compared to others. Well, that's because this is a Shure SM7B, which is a pretty industry standard podcast mic. You'll see guys like Rogan and others using it. I am running it through an analog Yamaha mixer, which then gets converted to digital through a preamp. You're getting conversion to digital through the amp, through the mixer itself. There's a USB port right on the back of it that I'm running into my iPhone. So you're coming right off the analog mixer. Internally, it converts it to digital and then comes to the iPhone. Now, most people just use like Blue Yetis on the Tickety Talk. So I probably have a higher value, higher audio value. I want to get a stream key so you can see the full picture of what I'm doing, the full studio, if I show gameplay, if I'm playing a game, you know, and you'd get a much better stream, I think, than just the vertical. The horizontal would be nice because then chat's like right below me. So we're hoping to get a stream key. We've had a huge viewership spike over here on the Tickety Talk as well. Make sure and hit follow. If you want to support the stream directly, you can click that star at the top and become one of my subscribers over here and get a badge and emotes, and it enables me to stream here more often. And everybody watching on YouTube, thanks so much for the amazing turnouts today. Lewis says, something I saw about some reviews is that they're coming in from the fan of Harry Potter perspective, so I wonder if any of these reviews are coming from that bias. I saw 2 different reviews that said they think the game is great for fans and non-fans alike. So people are like, it's just a good open world RPG game, right? Combat's better than I expected. So there were a lot of people, maybe not a lot, but the reviews that I read seemed to indicate that they saw room for this game to be very successful, even with people who are like, I'm not a big Harry Potter fan, right? In fact, ACG said it very quickly distinguishes itself as not a Harry Potter game. You're sort of laying the groundwork for things that happen in the movies and the books, but you don't feel that sense of like, oh, I'm playing a Harry Potter game. I just pre-ordered my copy on PS5. Hope I made the right decision because I only got it on PS5 for the haptic feedback. D-Tom's going to gift 5 members. Let's go. I bet you we can hit 100. Come on, we can do it. We can do it. We're now 10 away. Let's go. Thank you so much, D-Tom. So generous. Ordered coffee today as well, I believe. Dr. Dinglenut, Agent Likewood, Sleepy Kraken, Infamous 538, and Noel. You took care of our man Atwood. Well, Agent Likewood is his name right now. Thank you so much for doing that, D-Tom. That's very, very kind. If you guys are a member, you can join me for our discussions after a premiere. I have a video premiering today about the day before. I'm going to go discuss it with members. It won't be a public discussion. So that's a great reason to be a member. It's only $5 a month. And we also have a members-only Discord. A lot of people that watch on YouTube are like, why on earth would I do a membership? You get into extra content, behind-the-scenes content, as well as our Discord, a great place to connect with and play with other people. So, and it does support me directly. You've noticed that I've been streaming for 2 hours and 5 minutes. I have not run a single advertisement. So you get like ad-free viewing here, primarily because we have such a vibrant and supportive member base and very generous people gifting all of the time. So if you can't afford a membership, hit subscribe, hit like, make sure you're here all the time. It's free to do those things. That'll increase your likelihood of getting a membership. So help us get to the 600 like milestone. That helps more people find the video. That increases the likelihood of gifteds and getting gifteds and all of that. I ordered coffee next week and got it within a few days. Thank you. Oh, nice. We're doing a special right now on the holiday blend. If you use code GETFRICKED, you'll get 20% off the Frickmas blend. We're trying to work our way through the Frickmas stuff. How's the Lego channel doing? It's doing great. It's doing great. Oh, last week. I was like, next week? You ordered it in the future? You ordered last week, got it within a few days? Yeah, the coffee ships very, very fast. Yeah, Zelda's going to make it really hard on an open world RPG. I forgot about that, Eugene. If Zelda actually lands this year. If Zelda Tears of the Kingdom actually launches in 2023, it'll make it pretty hard on... Hogwarts Legacy. Yeah. Yeah, if you guys are fans of the Lego channel, check it out. The Brick Abbey. It's just a side project that I do for fun. You can help us get monetized if you subscribe. Make sure if you subscribe, you're actually going to support and watch the channel. We don't want you to just subscribe for the sake of it. And I am hoping to get started on the Hogwarts Mosaic this week. I'm gonna have to cut in line. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to get Yoda done, but that's fine because we can have both series running at the same time. Somebody said, what was the website again for the t-shirt? Into the AM, like into the PM, time of day, into the AM. And then use code Lono, or you can go to intotheam.com/Lono. How is it compared to Elden Ring? This game is not one that you're going to want to compare to Elden Ring. You're not. It's not going to have the build diversity. It's not going to have the open world exploratory purpose. It's not going to be like an open world defining game. It's not going to be an RPG with that level of depth and breadth, right? Yeah, like AM radio, that's right. So you're not going to see that. You aren't. I don't think you want to compare this game to Elden Ring, right? I had a video recently, kind of comparing the Lords of the Fallen to Elden Ring, and I got a lot of people that got mad at me for that. They're like, the challenge is not even true. As someone who's seen other Switch games, I'm curious if Zelda will suffer the performance problems inherent with the system. I believe it will, yeah. I think it will. Yep. I think The Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom is going to run about as good as Breath of the Wild did, which isn't that great. It's acceptable. It's not impressive, right? There's nothing about it that's impressive. Now, Hogwarts Legacy has release date stagger, so it's going to launch on like PS4 and the Xbox One in like 2 months, and then it's going to launch on the Switch in like June. I have told plenty of people that's a really good reason to hold off. That's like a really good reason to hold off. Like, you just don't know. You just don't know. I have concerns. We're already hearing issues, minor issues, but issues with performance, okay? If there are minor issues with this game running on PC, Steam Deck, and PS5 and the Xbox Series X, then I would be concerned about performance on old gen and the Switch. I would, and I think that's fair. I really do. I think that's a fair and measured concern. I think it is, because you're talking about really, really old tech at this point. You're talking about a game that feels big and broad and open, and I'm telling you, that would be my primary concern. This is on Switch. Excuse me, in June, yeah. In June, it'll be on the Switch. Now, it'll likely be a cloud-based thing. But it'll be on the Switch. Now, there are games right now on the Switch that you would think have no business being there, but they run them via the cloud. I don't want to stir crap up, but has anybody reviewed this on the Xbox Series S? No, Mike. No. I would imagine the minor performance issues that we're hearing for the Series X and the PlayStation 5, one of two things will come from that. Number one, you might see significant greater problems on the Series S. You might. Or you could see more consistent performance because they'll dumb down things significantly more for the Series S, and it'll just run more consistently. Does that make sense? Like, if they lower the graphical fidelity of textures and resolution and draw distance and all of that, and maybe it has a slightly more muddy, bland look on the Series S, it might run more consistently. Or, if they didn't do that, you'll likely run into more stuttering, degradation, frame performance issues on the Series S. Do you see what I'm saying? Like, I'm not bashing Series S. I'm just being logical here. Absolutely, it does that. I was just curious about myself. Yeah, I think it'll fall into either of those categories. That's what I think. I remember you talking about Lego Star Wars on Switch being a you chose poorly thing due to load times. Even with cloud, I could see that being a problem here. It wasn't Lego Star Wars, it was Lego Marvel, but you're remembering correctly. There was a Lego Marvel game that I got on the Switch, and I was like, oh my gosh, why the frick did I do this? The load times are atrocious. Is this the longest major title have still been made for the previous gen? Is this the longest major titles have ever been... Oh, you're asking zoom out, generational industry. Is this the longest major titles have been made for previous gen? I don't think so. I think the transition to PlayStation 4 and Xbox One, there were a lot of games still landing on old gen. I can't remember how long, though. I think the sickie and everybody having to work from home, I think that probably kicked the can a little further down the road, maybe. Here's what I think might be happening. It's not the number of games. It's how long it's taking them to come out. Does that make sense? Most of these games should have been out maybe a year ago, right? Yo, kicking it with Timmy B. He's going to put us on the doorstep of 100 members. That takes us to 91. More platforms can now gift members. Check out that $ button at the bottom of chat. See if you can gift members. We only need 9 more for 100, and then I owe you guys 20. And it went to Cujo. Thanks for doing that, kicking it with Timmy B. Thanks for doing what you do. Thank you guys for supporting us. I really do. I appreciate the support so much. I would love to consistently be at around 2,000 members. It makes it so easy to never run ads. We just run a great tight ship, and you guys make that possible. You really do. So thank you. Eugene says, cross-gen has happened forever for several years. The major difference this time is first-party games are being cross-gen as much as they have been. Right. Yo, Casual Grinder. I don't know if I've ever seen you gift before. Is this your first time gifting? Thank you so much, gifting to the channel. Taking us to 96 members on the day. Jody B, J. Coles, Anthony Hernandez, Altair, and Big Punk. You guys all got gifted members from my man, Casual Grinder. Thank you so much for doing that. Putting us right on the doorstep. Why did it take an additional year when arguably most of the work could be done from home? I would imagine since it happened with so many studios, Ducks, it's just the complexities of what it takes to launch a game. You know what I'm saying? We don't want to be reductionist and be like, they could have just done it from home. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm not saying you're doing that, but I do think sometimes gamers can fall into that trap of being very reductionist about complex systems, complex, processes to get a game out the door. Sam Mudd hits a 6-month milestone, and Car Doc Ren is going to take us over the finish line. 101 members to welcome me back from a short trip. Cornish, Preacher, Big T, Stephen Homer, and Vivid Gaming. You guys all got a gifted member from my man Car Doc Ren. Thank you guys so much for being here. If you want to increase your odds of getting a gifted member, make sure you're subscribed to the channel and make sure you press that like button. I guarantee you we could hit 600 likes on this video. So make sure and smash it if you haven't done so yet. Let me see where that puts us on the total member count for the day. We're at 1476. That doesn't seem right. Let me refresh. Hang on. We risk dropping frames when I refresh, but I'm going to do it anyway. That doesn't seem right. Nope, 1476 is right. So we must have lost some and gained some. That's still a stellar number. We're right on the doorstep of 1,500 members, which will help us get to the next big milestone of 2,000 members. Takashi says you can skip lines of dialogue with triangle on the PS5. Oh, okay, so the review that we read, let me gift the 20 that I owe you guys. Let me gift the 20 before we forget. This is a thank you for the 100 gifted that we got on the day. Every 25 members I have to gift. You guys went so crazy, I waited to do this in one batch. So I like waiting anyway, too. It rewards the loyalty and the people that have stuck out, staying with me for over 2 hours. So here you go. Here's my 20 bomb. Let's see here. I have a feeling companies are going to try a little harder to optimize the game on Series S, still more so than ever, if nothing less than their game's reputation and word-of-mouth marketing. Yeah, maybe. Angel, Bernard, Sean, Zell, Dan, Scott Hooten, Chris, Ryan, Captain Crunch, Shadow Ninja, Darkstar, Hellish Smoker, Arg Drogmeyer or Drogmore, Jason F, Avit7, Benjamin, Dylan, Krebsy Gaming, Aiden AB7, and Ghost Fixter. I love that some of those names are so loyal and they're here so often. I love when the gifted member, gods bless the right folks. So thank you guys so much. We're right on the doorstep of 600 likes too. We only need 27 more. You guys are crushing it today. You're crushing it. And a great turnout as well over here on the Tickety Talk if you're enjoying the daily talk show. Who skips dialogue? I'm telling you, the guys that have that review that were like, oh, there's too many quests, there's quest bloat, and oh yeah, and we finished the game in about 20 hours instead of 30. It's like, Oh, and there's too much dialogue. Yeah, they probably skipped all the dialogue and flew through the game because nobody else is saying that, right? Like, nobody else is saying that, dude. I'm not much of a Harry Potter fan, but I'll probably pick this up for my missus since she loves open world games. This game is for teens. I'll pass. That's a really weird and odd viewpoint of a game that is going to require, I don't know, 50 hours minimum to like really try to completionist run it, like mediocre completionist run it. Also keep in mind that the people who grew up reading the books are in their 20s and 30s. The average age of gamers is like 28 and up. The target audience for this is probably people in their upper 20s, mid 30s and up. So saying it's for teens is demonstrably stupid. Like, I don't know what you're... It sounds like you're just trying to get a rise out of people. It's only 3 enemies. According to whom? Who told you that there's only 3 enemies in the game? How can you review the story if you skip it? That's what I'm saying, right? That's what I'm saying. This is easily the most mature Harry Potter related game to hit the market from mainstream developers. Yeah, there's dialogue options, there's build customization options. Like, yeah, I feel like you're just trying to get a rise out of Harry Potter fans. I'm a 34-year-old man who just hit puberty then, right? Yeah, we're all teens, I guess. Looks like somebody needs attention. Stupid. Did you actually watch the reviews on IGN? I watched ACG's review. IGN gave it a 9. I read reviews from Windows Central as well as Game Rant. And then I looked at scores from places like Games Radar, Tom's Hardware. Yeah, the title of the stream is Hogwarts Legacy Review Roundup. I'm not sure where you're coming from. Did your kids see the new Puss in Boots movie? My nephew loved it. Friends of ours saw it, and they thought it was very good. We haven't seen it yet, no. IGN said the enemy variety is very limited. 3 really common enemies with some rare extras. Oh. Well, I'm confused as to how enemy variety means it's for teens. That's a non sequitur. Those aren't logically connected. Like, you can be upset that there's not a ton of enemy variety, right? It's a Harry Potter game, right? It's not Skyrim. It's not Lord of the Rings. Even if you played Lord of the Rings, you would probably have what? Between 5 and 10 enemy types. It wouldn't be a ton, right? The worlds are somewhat contained. The worlds are somewhat contained. So, I don't know. Don't get one guide, chat. I like that, Ferk Malurf. Don't get one guide. Yeah, one guy in chat being like, That's good. I like that. Hang on. Let me... I'm good with everything I'm seeing and reading. Can't wait to play it. Let's see here. Schedule. Let's go Monday. Boom. And 12:30. Read IGN's comment on their own video. It's lol material. Wait, they've commented on their own video? What do you mean? Like they have like a pinned comment? The elephant in the room. Oh my gosh. Your members only video has been published. Okay. Yeah, I'm not reading that out loud. McGorn McGoogle, thanks for jumping back in as a VIP. I appreciate that very, very much. I am getting something ready for you guys here. Classic IGN. Yeah, listen, I really don't care about that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I do not care about that at all. People are doing that, for a variety of reasons. Most of all for, the paper-thin virtue signaling attention of the internet. I don't think that it matters. I don't think, I've not seen a logical, compelling case. I have not seen a logical or compelling case. I've seen emotionally unstable people saying stupid, ignorant, uneducated things and drawing very big, giant, non sequitur, fallacious forms of argumentation. I've not been compelled by a single person. like dollars to donuts, none of these people have taken a single philosophy class in their entire life. They have not taken a speech and debate class or a basic logic class in their entire life. They are mentally small and not worth engaging with. They just aren't. I think they're all very low verbal IQ, low educated people that are just literally going along with what they feel is going to get them praise and approval from the mob. None of it's thoughtful. None of it's educated. Like, seriously, ask them about how this is related to Pelagianism and see if they can even come up with an answer. Like, I don't know. Like, they're dumb. That's ultimately the conclusion that I've come to. Most of these people are just dumb. They're just quoting bumper sticker platitudinous statements that they think will win them approval. None of it's thought out. You know, they don't know what a logical fallacy is. They don't know what the law of non-contradiction is. Like, they're literally saying whatever the sands of time tell them they should say. So I'm unconvinced and unwavered by them, and I'm not beholden to them, which is a wonderful feeling. It truly is. It truly is. Make sure you have it pre-downloaded. I was able to start to download and get the update. Oh, okay. Yeah, I did that this morning. I did. There's actually a chance we'll see better performance in this because they launched Breath of the Wild. Oh, in Tears of the Kingdom, because they launched Breath of the Wild for both Wii U and the Switch. Switch-only focus could help optimization. Dumb, I don't care about your approval. I just don't think the game looks good or will be a good experience, but you want to disrespect me, okay? You came in and disrespected anybody looking forward to it, saying it was made for teens. Maybe you shouldn't be so sensitive and so easily offended when you come in the room and say something stupid. You know what I'm saying? Like, opening your mouth on the internet has the likelihood that someone's going to give you a little smack on the chin. And if your glass jaw can't handle it, maybe shut the frick up or don't hang out on the internet. You sound too soft and fragile, my friend. All right, I got a video to send you guys to the day before. Is it fake? I think their proof is as fake as the game. You're pretentious, you're watching. I think their proof is as fake as the game. So I'm going to send you to my video about it right now, and then I'm going to discuss it with members. If you want to discuss this game and the proof that they put out there, you're going to want to be a member on gaming. If you're watching on the Tickety Talk, you're going to need to come over to Reforge Gaming. I'm going to send you to a video that everybody can watch, and then we're going to discuss it with members. So hang tight for the redirect. If you do not want to ride the redirect, then click the link in chat, head over, and make sure and smash the heck out of the like button, right? Make sure and smash the heck out of the like button over there, and I'll see the members in a members-only discussion.